or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston. Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane. Here are Peter and Anthony with Sports 56 Mornings.
Sports 56 Mornings, Anthony Sane, back for another one with my good friend and producer / co-host this week, Zach Boyd, across the glass. Peter Edmiston is out this week. Me and Zach have been holding it down for my good friend who's vacationing, staycationing, vacationing, all kind of cationings are going on with Peter Edmiston. He's been checking in with me. I've been texting him, been talking to him, making sure he's good. He's alive and well. That's all I know. I'm not sure what location he's in, but he's alive and well. Zach, how are you doing? You appear to be alive and well as well.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Yeah, you look like you're here and that's it, man. Like
I'm here.
In the old church, we used to say, "I'm here in spirit."
Yeah, that sounds about right this morning. That sounds about right.
Yeah, man. You pulled a little double duty yesterday. You put on your Grizzlies employee hat last night as well. And the Grizzlies did have a game last night, winning surprisingly 89-85 over the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat were streaking. I think they were winners of 5 games straight. Was that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, they were winners of 5 games straight. The Grizzlies were losers of 3 games in a row. But Vegas is typically right about these things. They typically know. I joked with John Harden because he was saying, how are the Grizzlies favored to win this game today? And the Heat have won 5 straight. Grizzlies have lost 3 straight. Jimmy Butler's been playing out of his mind. I was like, I don't know. I didn't keep in mind. I didn't realize that the Heat had played 5 games in 7 nights. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
But, that definitely played a part. In a ugly NBA game by today's 2021 standards, 89-85 win. That's been a third quarter score a lot in the NBA these days. And the Grizzlies pulled out the big 89-85 win last night over the Miami Heat due to a Ja Morant Big 12 buzzer beater, so to speak. Hit a running layup with 1.5 seconds left in the game. The weather outside today is super windy. I'm hoping that I came out the door this morning. I was like, I just hope that we don't get today what we thought we were getting yesterday, because there was tornado warnings and things like that.
Man.
Yeah, and I was like, that didn't happen. Just got a lot of rain. The clouds held up for St. Patrick's Day. I was able to get out with some friends yesterday and celebrate St. Patrick's Day a little. The clouds held up for that. Was expecting a tornado maybe. That didn't happen. When I woke up this morning, it was super windy. You just had that weird feeling in the air, you know. So I was like, oh, man, I hope that what we thought was coming yesterday isn't coming today. It's currently 52 degrees. This is about as warm as it's going to get today with a low of 39 degrees. No precipitation pretty much predicted for today, so hopefully we're good on that front. The weather is kind of doing what it does. Just grateful we didn't have any bad weather come through here. I know a lot of people are geared up for that. A lot of people still have water probably left over from snowpocalypse and Boil-mageddon. So so I think we probably were prepared for that. We're now in a place where we have to officially add water to our list of bread, milk, and eggs. We have to add water to that list as well because of, things go down and water gets shut down. So, the weather outside is fine as far as that goes. Just hoping that what I felt this morning is just some good old wind and not any tornado-esque things coming in. If you want to get in touch with us today, you can give us a call on the First Bank phone line. That's 901-360-8255. Just give us a call. Zach will answer your call. You can shoot him a question. He can relay it to me, and we can, maybe chop it up on the air. And also you can hit us up on the First Bank text line. It's probably more direct because we'll see that regardless if Zach is able to get to your call or not. That number is 70236. Just text 70236 But first, you got to text 56 join. Text 56 join to that number. That'll get you locked in, and then you can text us from there if you've never texted us before. And like I said, we are here live on top of Mount Moriah at the Family Leisure Studios. Got a lot of guests coming in today. Big guests for us coming up very early, very soon. In the second segment around 7:30, Coach Ashley Shields, the girls' head basketball coach at Arlington High School, she's going to join us at 7:30. She's got a very interesting story, man. Like her whole come up, from Hamilton High School, Melrose, playing at Southwest University, getting drafted number 8 overall to the WNBA, and now coaching the Arlington girls basketball team. Definitely want to talk to Coach about her story and just some things she has going on and possibly for the future. John Gassaway, ESPN college basketball analyst, is going to join us at 8. We're going to talk about, of course, the NCAA tournament and the latest hashtag, not NCAA property that the players are throwing out. Talk about some of the very unwise decisions that NCAA decided while you're doing their bubble this month in Indianapolis. Jarvis Greer, y'all all know him, you all love him, sports director of WMC TV5. He's going to join us at 8:30, recovering from surgery. Glad to have Jarvis on the show. It's an honor to have him on today. He's been away for a while. He's going to make his debut back on this show today. Dustin Starr is going to join us at 9. Dustin Starr, of course, of Championship Wrestling from Memphis. I want to talk to him about Young Rock, the TV show. In episode, I think 3 or 4 right now. I've seen 3 episodes of it. Want to see as he check that out. Want to talk about what he's got going on with Championship Wrestling as well as news in the WWE and AEW. Corey Parsons is going to come back. Corey, of course, was with us earlier this week. He's the senior sports betting content creator for NBC Sports Edge. Going to join us at 9:30 to get some more NCAA tournament picks from him. Maybe talk some Grizzlies stuff as well. And as I opened the show, Zach, I talked about the Memphis Grizzlies win over the Miami Heat yesterday, 89-85. Wasn't the most attractive game. W's are always beautiful. Ask Jameis Winston, he actually eats W's. So, you can't get mad at a W. But it was a very ugly game. Ja Morant led the team in scoring with 13 points, Zach, which isn't the best numbers in the world. Kyle Anderson also chipped in 13. Anthony Melton had 13. But I'll say this. The Anthony Melton's 13 hit different, Zach. It hit different for sure. I'll say this. There was something that Tony Allen had as a player on this team where he could make plays that could shift the energy and the momentum of the game. Tony Allen probably was one of the better on-ball defenders I've ever seen, and anyone's probably ever seen in the history of the NBA. DeAnthony Melton isn't that level of on-ball defender. Like, he's not a guy just go out there and just lock you down on the wing. But as far as being defensive playmakers, like guys who can create turnovers and just get in passing lanes and just know where to be, have a nose for the ball, get offensive rebounds, get defensive rebounds, he might be the best since Tony. And I think I'm okay with standing on it. Like, there was a stretch during the game yesterday where, and I haven't felt like this in a long time. There was a stretch during the game yesterday where I was like, as long as Anthony Melton's on the court, I feel good about us winning this game. And I haven't felt like that a long time with someone that's not a star. You know what I mean? Like, he was willing us to win during the fourth quarter of the game. And I think he's a phenomenal player. He got paid this summer. He got several skeptics saying he was overpaid, this and that. And then he's had games where he didn't play for whatever reason, odd DNPs. We talked about that on the show as well. But the effort that he shows on the defensive end, his ability to score, his ability to knock down that three-point shot like he's been doing, has been absolutely phenomenal. And I've eaten a lot of crow as far as Anthony's concerned. I get a lot of jokes from my friends because when Anthony first got here, I was one of the first people in the city to really jump on the Anthony Melton bandwagon. I had people close to that trade situation who told me, he was like, yeah, you need to look out for this Anthony Melton kid. So I did. And I kind of got ahead of the curve as far as pulling for him, as far as, thinking he could play. But even myself, who was along with Amari, along with Peter, I think Peter Emerson I think Harrington was on him pretty high too. I was really let down by DeAnthony's play in the bubble. Like, I really was disappointed with the level of effort that he showed and the ability to kind of play on the ball. And he just had a bad bubble. I mean, there's nothing you can say to defend it. He had a bad bubble experience for the Grizzlies. But, man, he's really brought it this year for sure. And, I'm just excited to see what he's doing.
Yeah, no doubt. Like that, the end of the third quarter was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. How they were able to flip that game the way that it was. Because, I mean, like Miami had all the momentum. And even in a close game, you still felt like they had all the momentum. And then once DeAnthony came into the game, once Brandon Clark came into the game, and I got to pull it up here. Like the Heat didn't score that from 5 minutes out, 5 minutes to the end. They did not have a bucket at all. At all. Is Kyle Anderson running floater? Justice Winslow made one free throw. DeAnthony Melton made a three. Morant makes one of two. Morant in the lane. Melton makes a 2-point layup. That was a tough layup in the lane. And then obviously the dunk, like with 20 seconds left.
Oh, it was crazy.
And, I mean, like they literally flipped the scoreboard with that little run that they put on. And so, like we talked about yesterday with Valanciunas, it almost feels like it in games where you didn't feel the impact of his 20 and 10. Like, you felt the impact of DeAnthony Melton's 13 and 10.
It's near triple-double. You felt it for sure.
You felt that.
I'm going to tell you an interesting stat. DeAnthony Melton averages about 20. He played 23 minutes last night. He averages somewhere in the 20s. He's, like I said, he's had games where he hadn't played at all. How is that even possible? You know what I mean? like he's incredible. I'm gonna give you another number. Kevin Huerter, who plays for the Atlanta Hawks.
Hooter?
You know, I call him Kevin Huerter. Good player, nice rotation player for the Hawks. They've had some injuries that have kind of solidified him as a rotation player. I was having a conversation with a fan yesterday because he was saying he wished we could have traded for Kevin Huerter back in the beginning of the season. I was like, no, I don't think Atlanta ever had him as a trade possibility, but, whatever. So I decided to check his minutes. Take a guess, Zach, of how many players on the Grizzlies team play more minutes per game than Kevin Huerter.
What, 2? 3?
You say 2 or 3?
Yeah.
If Kevin Huerter played for the Grizzlies, I'm sorry. If basically nobody, Kevin Huerter plays more minutes per game than anybody on our team. He plays 31.9. No, Ja averages 31 minutes a game. Is that not crazy? You know what I mean?
Wait, huh?
Kevin Huerter of the Atlanta Hawks averages 31.9 minutes per game. That would be more than anyone on our team.
That's crazy. What? Wait, so well, I think that attributes to the depth of this team as well.
But here's another thing I'm gonna throw out, and shout out to Ja for hitting the game winner, and we'll talk about how the media jumped on him. We love the signals, we love the hand signs, and anything that can be trending. But is our depth the greatest thing in the world to have? Can you have too much depth on your team?
Yes.
I kind of think that's where we are, man.
You have like we brought up yesterday. I mean, we have about 13 guys that deserves to be on the court, man.
And I don't think they're going to do anything to consolidate their depth. I think the depth that they have will be what it is until the offseason and possibly next trade deadline. I would like to see them do something. If they could turn a couple guys into, maybe a first round pick or, whatever, I'd be down for that. But when you're trying to figure out what to do with Anthony Melton and you see how good he's been all year long.
Right.
When you see his 3-point jump shot is increased and he's phenomenal on defense as a playmaker, That dude should be playing like 30 minutes a game. If Kevin Huerter with the Atlanta Hawks is averaging 31.9 minutes per game, D'Anthony Melton should be averaging 30 as well.
Well, the thing about it is,
and it's not because he's not a good player. It's because we got so many dudes.
We have so many dudes, and then on top of that, Atlanta has dealt with so many injuries.
Right.
And so Kevin
Huerter
had to play 31 plus minutes.
Right.
So he had to, because there was no other player outside of Trae Young that can create or sort of create and get his own shot. So, to me that's kind of absurd. Like hearing that Kevin Huerter has more minutes than our entire team, but that's a testament to the health of our team right now
and the depth of it.
And the depth.
And the thing that's kind of hard to think about, if you look at it, you're looking at a situation where you've got Grayson Allen, D'Anthony Melton, and Desmond Bane, who pretty much all play the same position. They're all pretty much, I'm not going to say undersized, but Bane's got nice height. Melton's okay. Grayson's okay. But they're all pretty much in that 6'3", 6'4"-ish range shooting guards.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Grayson, who can shoot the ball. He can get to the basket a little bit. He's scrappy. He's an agitator on defense. Not really a good on-ball defender at all. D'Anthony, we talked about him already. And Desmond, who's a phenomenal shooter, and he's a rookie. Do you really need all three of them in the rotation? Like, do you? But it's a conundrum because you've got Grayson, who is a proven shooter. Bane, who can shoot it, and you see potential in him. And then you got D'Anthony, who we just described at length. Like, it's a conundrum because you really only need maybe two of those guys. You really could get away with just one of those guys being in your rotation. Just being honest with you.
Yeah.
But you have to try to figure out a way to play three. But it's kind of problematic because D'Anthony Melton needs to be on the court more than he's on the court. Like, there should never be a situation where you're not playing D'Anthony Melton, and that's happened even on days when he's been healthy. That's the situation that gets dangerous. But props to the Grizzlies again for pulling out the game they did. Something else I was interested in that I saw in the game last night, as we talked about the rotation thing and guys, how do you use all these guys you have at the same time? Something I really thought stand out to me, a change that I didn't see coming. Shout out to Parker Fleming, who writes for Grizzly Bear Blues. He said he saw this coming in a conversation I had with him on the phone the other day. Xavier Tillman. He was the odd man out last night. Didn't see that one coming at all. Xavier Tillman did not play at all in yesterday's game. He had pretty much bumped Gorgie Jing out the backup center spot and was playing a lot of minutes at that spot in the rotation. Yesterday the Grizzlies tried something new, and I'm gonna tell you why it got me excited. The thing they did that was new is they tried Brandon Clark at backup center.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when we first got Brandon, everybody was saying, oh, he's going to be a wing. He's going to be a 4-3. He's going to be like a Sean Marion type. I was always thinking, how would he look as a 5? Like, I think he'd be – I like to see him as a 5.
Right.
Not your – he's not JV or nobody, but if he can be a guy that can protect the basket a little bit, show some athleticism, cause some matchup problems for other centers, you could get away with playing him spot minutes at backup center.
Right.
And he looked fine last night. He was playing against Bam Adebayo, all-star, a guy who's – kind of has a similar build and makeup as him, which may make it kind of an illusion of how actually good he is against other centers. But he looked good at the backup center minutes yesterday.
And the biggest thing with putting Brandon at the 5 is he's able to move really well.
Mm-hmm.
Cause not like part of Valanciunas limitations is just the fact that when it's time to switch and move around is it gets a little difficult sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the biggest plus of having Brandon Clark at the 5. It was like, it's just, okay, we can run pick and roll and Brandon's gonna move. And then on the defensive side, it's like, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ideally, you don't want to switch. You don't want to switch. Put your guard on Bam Adebayo. But you don't.
Sam Adamide.
Sam Adamide. So, ideally, you don't want to do that. But you can shade coverages. You can lean towards one way and recover, and you're not getting killed off of it. Mm-hmm. So, it's I I think for me, I think you was excited for it. I think it was more of a team mentality game for them because by not playing Xavier Tillman and Gorgie Jane, he basically like forced the guards to say, "Yo, like, go rebound,
Right?
go rebound, go help out, go talk it out." Because he knew, like, because you got a lot of good guards on this team, man, and this was just one of those games where all right, I need a spark, I need to change something. What should we go to?
And I like bumping Tillman out of the rotation because it allows you to get DeAnthony, Grayson, and Desmond all on the court at the same time. I think this is the first time I've called Bane Desmond. Right. I don't think I've ever called him that. But yeah, it allows you to get all three of those guys on the court. And they matched up well against Miami. They played a good game. Miami kind of looked like they were going to, run away with the score in the third quarter, but the Grizzlies chipped back in and closed that third well and ended up winning the game. I'm going to tell you why I'm more excited about the Brandon Clark thing, too. Because if BC can play, if BC can play minutes at backup center, what else does that tell you?
Jaren
Jackson Jr. can play him as well. And I'm not the biggest advocate for Jaren playing backup center. I think he's better suited as a 4 and kind of transitioning down, playing offensively like a wing, but not, he's not a 3. I don't know. I don't like when I hear people say he can. He's really a small forward. He's not. But I do like the Jaren BC lineups when you got Jaren Jackson Jr. and Brandon Clark in the lineup at the same time, and whether that's Jaren at the 5, Jaren at the 4, BC, interchanging those guys whatever works. I like it, man. I like seeing BC playing those center minutes. He was our summer league center. He played center for us in the summer league when we won the championship.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I've always been an advocate more of him being a small ball 5 than trying to transition down to a 3. A lot of people think he could be a 3, but if he could, he could. He could be a guy who could do it all. Because I know he himself personally, he comes himself to Draymond Green. That's something I've asked him, and he said, yeah, Draymond. So because of the versatility, the front court versatility, we think he can play 3, 4, and 5. But it was good, man. Great win by the Grizzlies. Big 12 put up the phone to his ears. When he was asked after the game, he said that that's because if you call on 12, he's going to answer. Allegedly.
He's like, he didn't leave a voicemail this time.
Right. But big shot by Ja. He was having a rough night, missing a lot of shots, not getting a lot of calls that I think he deserved. So it was good to see him make that shot. When we come back, we'll be talking with Ashley Shields, girls head basketball coach at Arlington High School. We're going to talk to her about her story, an amazing story she's had overcoming just several things in her life to playing the WNBA and now coach at Arlington High School, and she will join us soon. So Sports 56 Mornings.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio. We are Sports 56, 98.5 and 96.1.
Hi, I'm Hayden Moore, General Manager of the all-new Wolf Chase Hyundai. Don't miss the Hyundai Spring Upgrade Sales Event. For the first time ever, get 0% APR for 60 months on the all-new 2021 Elantra. Drive with Hyundai Assurance, America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Visit wolfchasehyundai.com. With approved credit, $1,667 per month for every $1,000 finance. Example down payment 10%. Down payment will vary based on credit rating. Offer ends 4/12/21.
There's always that one team that ruins your bracket. That's why I'm betting the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. On FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. With games day and night, an easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, and fast withdrawals, your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. And if that's not enough, FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tourney. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code BIGHEAD so they know I sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
Encore flavor. Corky's Barbecue.
Corky's is your home for authentic Memphis barbecue. Our dining rooms are open, or stop by our speedy drive-thru. Order your party packs today starting at only $5.99 per person.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest, and every new, latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better, they've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
Looking for a new home? Trying to sell your old home? Call Rule Smith of RE/MAX Experts for all your real estate needs. Buying or selling, you need a real estate expert like Rule Smith, 901-304-7827. Rule Smith is licensed in Tennessee with a decade of experience in the greater Memphis area. He knows the ins and outs of buying and selling a home, and he makes it easy for you. Count on Rule Smith's honest, no-nonsense approach to get the home you want, the home you need, and the home you can count on. Whether it's your first home, your next home, or your dream home, call real estate professional Rule Smith, 901-304-7827. That's 304-7827. Visit yourgermantownagent.com today. Again, yourgermantownagent.com. Call Rule Smith's cell phone today, 901-304-7827, or call the RE/MAX Experts office at 901-685-6000, and let Rule Smith rule your real estate needs.
Taqueria Express number 6 is now open at 6290 Winchester Road. Taqueria Express has locations all over Memphis, serving the best and most authentic Mexican food. You can dine in and take advantage of the full bar or get your order to go. Call ahead at 901-800-2737 to pick up or use the drive-thru. Plus, online delivery options through Uber Eats is coming soon. Stop into Taqueria Express number 6 at 6290 Winchester Road and find out how you could win a 2021 Nissan Versa. Taqueria Express number 6 is now open. Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
So we're dealing with malfunction traffic lights in 2 different areas of the city right now. Lamar at American Way, and also at Lakeview at Winchester Road. That's Lamar at American Way and Lakeview at Winchester Road. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Join the Dark Order.
Back on Sports 56 Mornings here in the Family Leisure Studio. Last segment we talked about the Memphis Grizzlies 89-85 win yesterday over the Miami Heat. Good game. Ja Morant had the pretty much deciding game winner with 1.5 seconds remaining on the clock. You can call us on the First Bank phone line at 901-360-8255 and on the First Bank text line at 70236. We're able to take calls during the third segment after the next break, but before then, we definitely want to speak to our next guest. She is the girls' head basketball coach at Arlington High School. Her name is Ashley Shields, and she joins us now. Ashley, what's going on, Coach?
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good, Coach. We've been trying to get you on for a while. Different things have came up, but it is so good to have you on the show today. Coach, I've met you before in person. I actually saw you out to eat not too long ago at where was I? At Soulfish is where I was, and I saw you come in.
Oh, with my grandmother.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I saw you then. My church had a. I bet you remember this too. My church had something where they were having a. They had a basketball tournament where there was a cash prize for the winner, and they would like do devotions and have like a Bible study before the games. But they would like,
Yeah.
you remember that? My church did
Yes.
that, and you were there too. And
Yes.
but yeah, we don't really know each other, but I mean, you're Ashley Shields. I mean, I know who you are. So and I've kind of followed your path in life. I'm not gonna say that I'm a huge I follow girls high school basketball that in depth, but your name was a name that was huge in the city of Memphis at the time. We're close to the same age, so I remember your story. I remember you committed to the University of Memphis, and you had things that kind of derailed your path as far as the University of Memphis are concerned. You had a child. You had a baby. So motherhood came first. I was reading a story about how you still wanted to play. Like even while you were pregnant, you was like, "Hey, I'm about to be a Tiger." And I remember being I remember being super excited about you possibly being a Tiger. So I was like, "Oh, we about to go to the national championship game. We got Ashley Shields. She was scoring like 50 a game in high school, so we're good." and then your story kind of derailed. You ended up going to Southwest Tennessee, and then you were drafted to the WNBA. So just tell us what your path was like going from Ashley Shields, superstar, legend in girls basketball in the city of Memphis, and ultimately getting to the WNBA.
Man, it was a journey. Of course, when I got pregnant, I actually played up to 8 months, as a matter of fact. So I didn't stop. It was just, the passion I had. And I just, I didn't, from where I'm from, it was just, I didn't believe in giving up at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, just, going to Southwest, I sat out a year and just kind of, got myself back together and came back that following year, had a great season. I averaged 30 in college after my red shirt year. And, just really, was unexpected about the WNBA at the time because, that Southwest is a 2-year college. Right. So, of course, I had plans going to the WNBA after going to a 4-year D1, not knowing even Southwest was going to be my first stop. But, God has a plan in different ways. And so I ended up having a great season at Southwest and ended up going first round pick with the Houston Comets in the WNBA. So, like I said, it was unexpected. I just came in, put in the work every day, and hey, and now Ashley Shields in the WNBA all of a sudden. But hey, it's a great opportunity. It was a great experience, and I enjoyed every moment.
It's really an incredible story. And just hearing you talk about it now, something literally just came to my mind as we were speaking. Most ladies, even the best players in women's college basketball, they play 4 years. Like they go to a 4-year school and they play. I don't recall anyone coming out early. I mean, I may be wrong. I don't pay close attention to it. But you basically came out after 2 years and you're in the WNBA because you went to a junior college. Let me ask you this: did you get Were other schools trying to get you to, like, how did that go down? Like once your eligibility was over at Southwest, were other D1 schools coming after you, or were you dead set on going to the WNBA at that point?
Well, honestly, I only played 1 year, so
really?
I really didn't get a chance to play my second year.
Wow.
So, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I was young. Like, I was only 20 years old going into the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I was the youngest going into the league. So that was just literally unexpected, honestly. Like, I promise you, when I got the phone call, I was just out my mind. Mm-hmm. Like, I was blown.
That is literally incredible.
So, but like I said, once again, I put in the time, I put in the work, I was dedicated, I was committed, and I was different. That's one thing I can say that just kind of just separates me. I just can't speak for others, but just speaking upon myself. I was just built different,
Right.
and I love the game for real.
Mhm.
So I take it personal when I'm out there on the floor.
Right. And I know you take it personal because I've seen you like kill dudes before. So like I've seen this. I saw you at the Bluff City Classic. I've seen you at pickup games. I know how you get down. So that's definitely true. But like they say, Memphis kids are built different, and you truly are a product of the city. And so yeah, it's good to see your climb, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, describe to us the transition to after your WNBA career. You played a few years in WNBA. You played overseas. You traveled the world. This game is just taking you to places that I'm sure you probably didn't expect it to. What was it like? What made you want to transition to getting into coaching, especially coaching on the high school level with young teenage girls? You know, you had inner city girls. You coached at Mitchell, and now you're at Arlington. What made you get into that particular realm of your career?
Well, even just throughout my career, like when I came home in the summer, you know, I was still like just, you know, I got into training and just giving back, you know, and, you know, just trying to come up with an AAU team at the time because I wanted to help young ladies that nobody wanted at the time. Like, so nobody, you know, picked them on their team. And so I was just the type, like, I understand. And, you know, like I said, I grew up in that type of environment where, you know, kids didn't really have that support system like that. And so, you know, I wanted to come back and be that support system for the ones that really couldn't make that particular team or travel team that they wanted to play for. And so it was just, you know, I came in already, you know, just having that mind frame that that's something I wanted to do anyway outside of that after I finished playing basketball or whatever. So coming home that one summer, and I was supposed to go to Puerto Rico, and all of a sudden my season gets canceled because of a big storm happened. And so while I was here, I was just, you know, just hanging around. And like I said, I was already building a relationship with some of the kids around the city. And I got a phone call from Thaddeus Young, and the principal down at Mitchell High School wanted me to come there and coach their, you know, for their program. And I didn't have a problem with that because I was already at home. I just really didn't want to sit around not doing anything.
Right.
And I love kids, and I just love helping kids anyway. So, like I said, that's my passion, and, you know, I didn't mind doing it. So once I got into it and started coaching down at Mitchell outside of AAU basketball, I fell in love with it. And I knew just being around here in the city, what I've done here for the city has never been done before. And I just wanted to, you know, come back home and be the one to, you know, be that lady to help these young girls around the city and get them out there and get them known and just give them the knowledge that was given to me. So I just fell in love with it, you know, as time went by, and I just came back home and just started doing it like just on a consistent basis and just fell in love with it.
Well, Coach, when I look more into your situation, your story, your current story at Arlington, I wasn't aware that Tamika Whitmore was in your coaching staff. And I was like, okay. I was like, this has to be the most incredible. Like, how is this not national news? And this has to probably be the most incredible star-studded coaching staff in the history of any sport. I'm like, you got.
And I've always looked up to Whitmore. Actually, like going into University of Memphis, she had something to do with that.
Which y'all have played together? If you would have went to Memphis, were y'all?
No, I don't. She's a little older.
Okay.
But, you know, she was still that Memphis product.
Yeah, she was incredible.
That legend, you know, and you know, they was coming after the best players, of course, and I was one of them. And I've been knowing Whit a long time and been having much respect for her. I love her. She's a great person. She's a, you know, great mentor, great coach. She's doing an outstanding job with the girls. And, you know, hey, it doesn't get no better than that.
Right. I have a niece that plays volleyball. She's in the ninth grade. I might make some connections to get her switched over to basketball. She needs to be a part of the dream staff over there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an incredible staff, man. Like you guys are doing a great job. Final question for you, Coach. Hypothetical, just throwing out in a hypothetical world. If the University of Memphis called Ashley Shields, like, hey, Coach Ashley, we need advice for how we can run our program going forward, how we should build things, how we should build this University of Memphis women's program. And they said, Coach, you want to pick your brain. What would you tell the University of Memphis if you had that opportunity?
The advice, as far as advice, we just have to, the young ladies that's in Memphis, are getting away. And, I believe that keeping the girls here at home and really building a dynasty for the program and, bringing that talent in, that would really, really make a difference, for the University of Memphis program, and just getting somebody in there that, that knows what they're doing as far as the game and love the game and love these young ladies and really want to get these young ladies to a point where they can, get to that pro level, and just, all about teaching and understanding as well. And, and just helping these girls succeed and get to the next level. So that would just, just be my advice. And, hey, who knows what would happen as far as the next step.
For sure. Well, Coach, I hope that hypothetical happens. I hope they give you a call, just to see what you think about things over there.
Well, yeah, that would definitely, just like I said, we have to, go out. We can't let these young ladies get away from the city. Mm-hmm.
Right.
We got to keep home, and we got to keep that talent home. And there's so much talent here that we just can't let get away. And we just got to bring that coaching staff in, and that's going to get them moving for sure.
And Coach, I know I said that was the last question. I'm gonna throw one more quick one out to you, because what you said kind of led to another concern of mine. What do we need to do as a community, as whatever, to get these girls? Because Memphis always has some hoopers. We always got girls that will have great teams on the inner city teams. What's the disconnect, and how can we bring that together to get these girls back at the University of Memphis?
We just need that support system. That support means a lot. We just need the people, the fans, everybody to push that. The same way they do boys. They just need to. The girls need the same.
Right.
We just need to push. We need that extra support. We need that fan base, and that's what we're missing. We just have to bring. We have to bring that fan base back in that arena for sure.
Right. Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on today. It was a pleasure having you. Excited to have you on today. Wish the best for you, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
Wish the best. We support you here. We're the official station of Coach Ashley Shields here. All support for you, Coach. Well, we wish you the best, and thank you again.
I appreciate it.
All right, again, that was Coach Ashley Shields, girls head coach of Arlington High School's basketball team. Team had a tough run. A lot of things going on that kind of affected the team, distracted the team here towards the end. But glad she could come on today, man. Hope everything comes out on top. About to take a break, and when we come back, our phone lines will be open on the First Bank phone line, 901-360-8255. Text line, of course, is open all day long, 70236. PJ Tucker got traded yesterday to the Bucks. We're going to talk about that as well coming up in the show. This is Sports 56 Mornings.
The voice of your Memphis Tigers, Dave Woloshin. The man with all the stats, Brett Norsworthy. Together, an unbeatable combo of entertaining and insightful sports talk. Wolo and Stats, 3 hours a day, every weekday from 3 to 6 on Sports 56.
The Winter Collection Sale now until March at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Your one and only Lexus dealership in Memphis. This great Winter Collection Sales event has super special financing offers featuring the flagship LS500, and Lexus named the #1 certified pre-owned program in the industry for the 4th straight year by U.S. News and World Report. The Winter Collection Sale now until March at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wolo said hello.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
There's always that one team that ruins your bracket. That's why I'm betting the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. On FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. With games day and night, an easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, and fast withdrawals, your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. And if that's not enough, FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tourney. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code BIGHEAD so they know I sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789. Squeaky doors, clogged sinks, finicky engines. When things break around the house, you take care of it. However, when something's off in the bedroom, you just try not to think about it. Come on, man. What are you waiting for? Take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/bighead now. With Roman, you can get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping, and the whole process is straightforward and discreet. Getting started, it's so simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/bighead and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving your home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a healthcare professional and take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/bighead now, and you'll get $15 off your first month. It's really time to take care of your ED. And remember, get started today and you'll save $15 on your first order of ED treatment. Go to GetRoman.com/bighead.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
H2. It's the last of the true hybrids.
Back on Sports 56 Mornings, final segment of the first hour. So Wrestling Thursday, of course, we give shout-outs to our guest, Dustin Starr, who joins us every Thursday. We make our music wrestling theme. Who is this you playing today? Who is this?
This is Angelico from AEW.
All right. I'm not going to lie, like I'm super familiar with their roster. Nor their theme music. So props again to Coach Ashley Shields coming on with us, man. Her story is phenomenal, bro. Like we talked about this off the air just then over the break, how she said she was 20 years old playing in the WNBA.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like
that's crazy,
and
man.
the league wasn't really set up for that, because she probably, like she said, she was the youngest player in the league, probably by far. Because because she played in the early WNBA, like when it was
when it's just created.
Right. When you had ladies who had already played overseas careers, she probably was playing against 35-year-old women when she was 20 years old. Like there are probably women who had played long careers overseas, been in the WNBA for a while. She's in the locker room with Cheryl Swoops and what's her name? Thompson. What was her? I can't remember. But yeah, man, come on, man. Like that's incredible, bro. That's unprecedented. Like you said, with most girls who played 3-4 years, at least 3 or 4 years in college, and then she's in there after 1 year at JUCO and she's in the WNBA. But wish her the best. She's got some stuff going on, the legal things. Of course, we can't really dive into too much of that here on the radio. With everything that's pending with that, with the whole situation with the school, etc. But just shout out to her and her situation. NBA news since the last time we talked. There were a couple of trades. One is actually for a basketball reason, and the other was not. PJ Tucker was traded yesterday from the Houston Rockets in what I believe will be the beginning of a fire sale, so to speak, where the Houston may be clearing their roster of all their guys who may be better suited playing on a team that's contending. Houston traded P.J. Tucker yesterday, of course. Tucker has been just a great small ball power forward in the league for years. Actually came through Memphis. Do you remember that at all, Zach?
No.
Yeah, he played on our either our preseason team, summer league. He was on one of our teams.
P.J. Tucker?
Yeah, P.J. Tucker played for the Grizzlies for a very short stint. I can't remember if it was preseason or summer league, but he was on one of those rosters.
It had to be summer league.
Yeah, I think it was summer league. But he played for the Grizzlies. I want to say his first year out of college. He was on our summer league team. I can't remember, but I know he played for us for a second, a really brief stint. He was traded to the Bucks yesterday, as also sent out a first-round pick, 2022 first-round pick. The Bucks sent back an unprotected 2023 first-round pick, as well as DJ Augustine and DJ Wilson. So they went go DJ, so to speak, but on
2 times.
Yeah. I like it basketball-wise. Like, the Bucks are better with P.J. Tucker, but I'll say I don't understand the draft pick part of it at all. Because I understand that the Bucks already owed them. I mean, yeah, they get their 2022 pick back, but sending out a 2023 unprotected just seems kind of, I don't know. I don't know about them. But, yeah, they get their pick back, so I guess it kind of weighs out. But on the court, it's going to be good. I like what they're doing. I like adding P.J. Tucker for the Bucks. I think he's the guy who's a very versatile defender. The Bucks, of course, do have plans to go to the NBA Finals, of course, to win the championship. And that road will definitely include having to beat the Brooklyn Nets. And to do that, you add another guy who can defend the 3, who can defend the 4, a guy who can possibly slow down KD a little, slow down James Harden a little. Just a tough, gritty guy who's been there before, who's been on teams that have made deep playoff runs. So for that alone, I like it. Your boy, Myers Leonard, was traded yesterday. He's
Wait, he's not my. I don't want to be.
Don't associate me with.
Like, no, come on now.
Myers Leonard was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Trevor Ariza, who's played for every team in the NBA, I believe, except for the Grizzlies. I know he hadn't played for us, but he's played for about everyone else. Basically, a move where the Thunder are not going to keep Myers Leonard. Reportedly, they're probably going to waive him. I don't understand why Miami didn't just waive him. Because what are you going to do with Trevor Ariza? Are they just collecting all the old dudes that were good 8 years ago? I mean, is that what they're doing? They got Iguodala.
Or they're trying to create flexibility within the front court and on the perimeter.
So you think that Ariza's going to play? You think he's going to?
I think so.
Yeah,
I mean, if they're playing Iguodala, they're playing Ariza.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, it is true. Yeah, but Myers Leonard was traded there. I'll leave my Myers Leonard comments to myself. I'll keep those where they are. Yeah, I think his career is basically going to be over as far as the NBA is concerned. I don't think any other team is going to touch him after what he said. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, shout out to Myers Leonard, whose career is probably.
Here's the thing, and this might be me and my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that P.J. Tucker deal didn't help the Bucks.
You don't think it helps them at all?
I think it helps them, but I don't think that's what they need.
They need more guys that can play.
They definitely need more guys to play.
And they need somebody that could possibly play defense and slow down the KDs and the Hardens of the world.
Right. But I do feel like they need another guy that can put the ball in the bucket. You know.
But those aren't that easy to come.
No, they're not.
Yeah. But they got a little bit more time. The trade deadline, they got another week, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll have John Gasaway, ESPN college basketball analyst, going to talk about the tournament. Going to talk about hashtag not NCAA property. I want to ask him why in the world we even have an NIT tournament. We'll talk to John about that and more. Sports 56 Mornings.
2021 is finally here. Might I suggest we start the wonderful new year with a makeover for your beautiful house. I'm Brian Elder. I'm a roofer. I fix roofs. Don't let them tell you that it has to be replaced when all it may need is some love. 867-0303. Let me love on your roof. I've made quite the reputation over the last decade as the guy to call after the insurance company denies the claim. Overturning a claim that has gone bad is an art form where you argue county code, manufacturer specs, and details of your policy that they have to abide by. So let me see it first. If I say it's a claim, it's a claim. 867-0303. Money is free at Brian Elder Roofing with 0% financing for half a decade. I'll measure your roof from outer space and get you a quote right over the phone. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest, and every new, latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better, they've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you. Grind City Brewing Company is taking care of beerness in Memphis. Grind City Brewing is the dream of a father and son duo to create a brand that delivers a high-quality, great-tasting, and easy-drinking craft beer. And they've done it. The brewery sits high above the city elevation in uptown Memphis with 15,000 square feet of beerness, including a 5,000 square foot tap room. Grind City Brewing is committed to all things Memphis, including the Tigers. They have created a malt liquor called Tiger Tail that is the official craft beer of the University of Memphis. Tiger Tail comes in 16-ounce six-packs and is not your typical malt liquor. Tiger Tail is crafted with a bold and smooth flavor, has 7.5% alcohol, and its clean finish makes it incredibly easy drinking. Tiger Tail and Grind City Brewing, taking care of beerness in Memphis.
There's always one team that ruins your bracket. That's why I'm betting the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. On FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. With games day and night, an easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, and fast withdrawals, your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. If that's not enough, FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tournament. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code CASH so they know I sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for the $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
This is a job alert. If you're looking for work, this will interest you. Whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or even something temporary if you've been recently furloughed. Text 107-JOB to 49330. That's 107-JOB to 49330. Office work available now in a clean office environment with all COVID precautions taken. Text 107-JOB to 49330 and someone will be in touch about these job opportunities available now. Text 107-JOB to 49330.
You don't think about a lawyer until something goes wrong. When that happens, let attorney Stephen Leffler fight for you and your family. You don't leave the house in the morning expecting an accident, but it happens every day. A car wreck, you slip and fall, or you get accused of a crime and find yourself fighting for your reputation. Stephen Leffler has been fighting for you for over 35 years. Don't do it alone. Let Stephen Leffler fight your battles for you. Call Stephen Leffler, 901-527-8830, or go to LefflerLaw.com. Here to fight for you and your loved ones.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
We still dealing with the malfunction traffic lights at Lakeview and Winchester, and also at Lamar Avenue at American Way. That's Lakeview at Winchester Road and Lamar Avenue at American Way. We're dealing with malfunction traffic lights. And that was your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Back on Sports 56 Mornings, hour number 2. Weather is a lot better than it was yesterday. No rain, hopefully no tornado warnings, no tornado watches. It's currently 50 degrees outside. Cloudy for the most of the day. It's very windy when I came out this morning. But yeah, it's a good day. We made it through Rain-ageddon yesterday. Zach and we're here on top of Mount Moriah at the Family Leisure Studios. NCAA tournament is cranking up this weekend. A lot of things are interfering with it, a lot of distractions to it. We got not NCAA property hashtag. It was alive and well starting yesterday. And John Gassaway, who is an ESPN college basketball analyst, will join us to talk about that and more. John, what's going on, my friend?
Anthony, how are you?
I'm
What's
good,
going
man.
on?
Good.
Yeah.
Good to be here, man. Good to have you on today. You're definitely
It's bracket time.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's a good time. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Did you think this time last year? Let's go back in history a little bit, John. What was your initial reaction when you heard the news saying that there won't be an NCAA tournament because of COVID-19?
You know, the crazy thing about last year, if people can think back, the cancellation of the NCAA tournament was kind of the last shoe to drop, and as incredible as it seems, you know, because it's a very big deal for the first time in history since 1939 for there not to be a tournament. But by the time they announced it, it was late afternoon, and everybody was like, "Well, duh, of course." Right. You know, it had been hours since we heard about Rudy Gobert. It had been hours since we heard about Tom Hanks. Everything had, it had been hours since the NBA had said, we're pausing here.
Right.
So that felt like, this is what has to be done. And then I just kind of, sat around like a stunned duck, for 2 weeks. I didn't know what to do with myself in March. It had never happened like that before. And it's only now, this year, with brackets flying everywhere and people saying, this one seat's overrated, and this 5-12 definitely going to happen, that I realized, what we really did miss. And we've got 2 years of accumulated desire here funneling into this week. And it's kind of wild. But, last year was one for the books. It was different.
Definitely. It's strange to kind of make sense of our world being shifted and shaped by Rudy Gobert and Tom Hanks last year.
That was a first.
But the two pioneers of the whole thing last year, indeed. With John, definitely the biggest buzz outside of people getting their brackets together. Yesterday definitely was the not NCAA property hashtag that was pretty much initiated by actual players. Several NCAA players are upset about the entire situation with the bubble that they have going on for the tournament. Guys are upset about the quality of food they have and other things. It seems like maybe, John, they're handing out the guys copies of John Thompson Jr.'s book, where he basically lays out why the NCAA should pay players. It seems like that shouldn't be the smartest thing to put in their welcome kit when the guys hit their hotel rooms.
Yeah, hats off to NCAA Vice President of Basketball Dan Gavitt. His father was Dave Gavitt, who was actually the assistant coach at Providence when John Thompson was a player. And, of course, 15 years later, Dave Gavitt founded the Big East with John Thompson and Georgetown, very much a part of that. So those two guys were always tight. And I've got a feeling, although I've got no inside knowledge, Dan Gavitt's a busy guy. I'm not texting him and asking him this question. But I got a feeling that is the connection, and that's how that happened. You don't just slip a copy of that book into every single welcome bag without somebody at Dan Gavitt's level saying, yeah, that's okay. That wasn't made by a lower level flunky. So if my conspiracy theory is correct, full salute to Dan Gavitt. And I would only say that this business of how to properly compensate players is an argument that has gone on forever. I had the experience of recently researching a book and going back in time over the entire history of college basketball, and we have had this discussion from literally the very beginning. And if this hashtag can move the NCAA off the dime, and the NCAA, we like to think of it as a bunch of uptight people in Indianapolis. Right. It's actually every university and every college around the corner from you. That's what the NCAA is, and all those institutions have to sign off and agree. It is unwieldy, but man, it's 2021, and I am in full support of the players using their voices. Right. Great thing about social media. Get that word out there, and maybe we can finally move off this dime.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Because me personally, if college, I'm not really down for colleges paying players, because I think that kind of would keep the rich richer and the poor poor. But I think the guys should have the opportunity to make money whatever way they see fit. If I'm Cade Cunningham, I should be able to sell. So I should benefit from my school selling Cade Cunningham jerseys. You know what I mean? If I'm a kid who has a wild hairstyle and I've got blue hair, I should be able to sell T-shirts with a character of me with blue hair and make money off of my own image and likeness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just the star. I mean, obviously Cade Cunningham, and obviously the stars will make the most. Right. But think of the other great stories in college basketball. Last year we were all talking about, Thomas Snacks Lee, who was a rather large reserve, for a team, and his nickname was Snacks.
Right.
There'd be something in this for him. A famous walk-on for DePaul, or I don't know if he's a walk-on or a reserve for DePaul,
right,
who just cheers on his team so in such a viral manner on YouTube. There'd be something in this for him. Let that free market work itself out. Right. Let the water find its own level without colleges being in the business of spending money on basketball players, and everybody benefits. So
if I'm Taco Fall and some local taco hut wants to be to come out for Taco Tuesday and they want to pay me, why can't these kids? You know what I mean? These colleges are making a ton of money off these. Yeah, they're making
example.
Yeah, they're making a ton of money off these kids.
Can you imagine me, Taco Fall, and every single person you ever meet wants to take a picture, with you because they come up to your hip,
right. and you can't benefit of it.
Yeah, and you've got to be like, I've never seen this happen before. Sure, come here. He should get something for that. Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely.
A tweet that really stood out to me throughout the whole hashtag movement yesterday was Geo Baker. Geo Baker, of course, plays for Rutgers. Had a tweet that said, NCAA owns my name, image, and likeness. Someone on music scholarships can profit from an album. Someone on an academic scholarship can have a tutor service. For people who say say an athletic scholarship is enough, anything less than equal rights is never enough, and I'm not NCAA property. I think that really sums up what we just talked about for the last few minutes, or just get the kids some good food, man. Let them get an open DoorDash account. I mean, like why are we screwing around with these kids and making sure they eat good food in the NCAA bubble? And it's crazy. The whole thing is insane to me as well. Well, John, the AP All-American teams were released. Any thoughts on that? Any guys that you probably would have switched around, maybe from first or second team, or how do you feel about those teams?
That was less controversy than we've seen in a while. Feel free to disagree, listeners, but particularly on the first team, and even to an extent on the second team, that was pretty much your usual suspects. We've been talking about those guys all year. Yeah, once you get down to the third team, once you're talking about 11 through 15, sure, then we can start to scrap and say, well, wait a minute, you left this guy off. But if I can plug my employer today at ESPN, I saw fit to rank the top 50 players in the NCAA tournament, and I'll catch all kinds of helpful comments on that for who I left off. So it's a perennial discussion, but when you're talking about Cade Cunningham, when you're talking about the Jalen Suggs and the Gonzaga guys, Kispert, when you're talking about Illinois' 1-2 punch, DeSumo and Coburn, there's a reason that those teams are so highly seeded, and it's going to be great, knock on wood, to see all those players collide. My goodness, Cunningham and Illinois, they just have to win a couple games each, and they're going to play against each other, so that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be good to see. Hopefully some of those NBA-level guys go at it in the tournament. John, how concerned are you? There was a couple cases yesterday of guys who are going to miss, first-round games, and if you're missing first-round games, you're probably going to miss the second-round games as well, whether it be from COVID-19 or other issues. How concerned are you with the tournament being kind of diluted, so to speak, by teams, or affected just by teams who are missing guys due to COVID-19?
Yeah, it's a significant concern, and I realize that functionally, missing a game because of COVID is no different than missing it because of injury. I recognize that injuries happen every year, and Isaiah Livers for Michigan, for one, that's a big injury. But when you've got the ACC Player of the Year sidelined by COVID-19 protocols, meaning Georgia Tech's Moses Wright, that's huge. They've got a big, tough 9-8 game in front of them against Loyola Chicago, and if they win that, we think they will play Illinois. So, yeah, losing the ACC Player of the Year, who, by the way, made a stretch run where you can say he was actually one of the best 3 or 4 players in the country, period. I mean, Moses Wright was just insane in late February and March. That's huge, and specifically it makes me concerned for the teams coming into the tournament out of the ACC tournament, where we saw both Virginia and Duke sidelined. Subsequent reporting suggesting that as many as 7 Duke players tested positive. Of course, they're not in the NCAA tournament. I'm just saying it seems like the teams that gathered in Greensboro might have some continuing issues carrying forward here. That really wasn't so long ago, and I've definitely got my fingers firmly crossed, because I've been saying in this space for weeks, months, I want a full-size NCAA tournament. That's all I ask. I'll make a lot of sacrifices, but I do want that. And hopefully we can have some semblance of that. But, really tough break for Wright and Georgia Tech.
For sure. We've joked and been serious about the whole not NCAA property situation, about things that could do better. And we both realize that there's definitely some error in the way that things were handled. It's not an easy thing to pull off a tournament like this. And it's kind of a necessary evil. I mean, we understand that these guys have played the entire season. If you're going to play the season, you have to finish it off and let the guys have their NCAA tournament. The guys are happy to be there. But they're just voicing their opinions about some of the things they don't like. We all understand that. We understand the importance of the NCAA tournament. But John, why are we playing the NIT tournament? Can you explain that one for me?
Good question. It's the NIT this year might be a little bit more similar to the NCAA tournament last year than we care to admit. I got a soft spot in my heart for the NIT. It's actually older than the NCAA tournament for the first 20 years or so of its life, it was kind of equal to the NCAA tournament. Teams would win it, and then people would argue about, okay, who's the real national champion. So I mean, it's got a history. When the finals are played at the Garden, the Garden definitely has a history at the NIT. This year it's in Texas. This is a kind of weird 1 year hangover shadow that we've got, where the best thing the NIT could work out is to play it the way they're playing it. Teams are, of their own free will saying, yes, we want to do this. It can still, at this late date, be a launching pad for the following year if you've got a lot of players coming back. Again, weird situation this year when, in effect, everybody can come back if they want to. But normally that's what the NIT's role is you've got a young, improving team, and then, look out for these guys next year. They won the NIT. So I never say never. Maybe something will happen that's cool. And the other vital role that the NIT plays is we test everything there. We tested the new 3-point line. A few years ago, we toyed with having quarters instead of halves.
Right.
And it's great to have the NIT have that role, because anytime you propose anything in college basketball, I know from personal experience on social media, the first thing you hear is, no, never, no, don't mess with the game, no. And some ideas are good, right. And you can respond to all that no by saying, hey, it's just the NIT. Name me one NIT memory you have from the last 10 years that, and right. you don't even realize
we won the national championship in NIT, but we don't even have memories, not in the last 10 years, so yeah.
Yeah. So, so I'm a unapologetic NIT stan. They're doing the best they can this year, and I look forward to the return of a normal full strength NIT next year.
Right. Well, John, real fast as we let you go. Of course, this is John Gassaway, ESPN college basketball analyst for college sports. Real quick, any for sure John Gassaway pick'ems you have as far as upsets on day one?
Day one, day one is the first four. So just everybody get out there and enjoy. We'll have the schedule is off this year, but
it's off.
Definitely got my eye on that UCLA Michigan State tilt. What a mighty first four game that is, and whoever comes out of that should have a nice shot to advance in the round of 64. That's not your usual 11 seed, so. Yeah, enjoy the first four, everybody. And Friday is the new Thursday. Get ready to get down to business tomorrow.
Yeah, a new normal extends to the NCAA tournament as well. But, John, we appreciate you coming on with us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, good to have you on again. Again, that was John Gassaway, ESPN college basketball analyst. When we come back, Jarvis Greer is going to make his return to the show. Very excited about this and more on Sports 56 Mornings.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5 and 96.1.
Hi, I'm Hayden Moore, General Manager of the all-new Wolf Chase Hyundai. Don't miss the Hyundai Spring Upgrade Sales Event. For the first time ever, get 1.9% APR for 60 months or 2.9% for 72 months on new 2021 Palisades. Drive with Hyundai Assurance, America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Visit wolfchasehyundai.com. With approved credit, $1,748 and $1,515 per month, respectively, for every $1,000 financed. Example down payment, 10%. Down payment will vary based on credit rating. Offer ends 4/12/21.
Looking for a new home? Trying to sell your old home? Call Rule Smith of RE/MAX Experts for all your real estate needs. Buying or selling, you need a real estate expert like Rule Smith. 901-304-7827. Rule Smith is licensed in Tennessee with a decade of experience in the greater Memphis area. He knows the ins and outs of buying and selling a home, and he makes it easy for you. Count on Rule Smith's honest, no-nonsense approach to get the home you want, the home you need, and the home you can count on. Whether it's your first home, your next home, or your dream home. Call real estate professional Rule Smith, 901-304-7827. That's 304-7827. Visit yourgermantownagent.com today. Again, yourgermantownagent.com. Call Rule Smith's cell phone today, 901-304-7827, or call the RE/MAX Experts office at 901-685-6000. And let Rule Smith rule your real estate needs.
You've heard of James Gaddis Jewelers, but have you heard what they've done lately?
everything. A tremendous selection of diamonds and jewels, gold, silver, and much more. Lots of watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, fine gemstones, bracelets, necklaces, so many choices. Romantics will love the one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. James Gaddis has experts to help you with wedding and engagement rings, plus 2 repair experts for fine watches and jewelry. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. You are intelligent. You make all the right decisions. You were smart before smart was cool, and you made it cool again. You have a wealth of knowledge, and you are so very clever. I bet you already knew I was going to say that, you genius. There, don't you feel better? You'll also feel better when you hear you could save big when you switch to Progressive. But I'm pretty sure you already knew that, too. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
There's always that one team that ruins your bracket. That's why I'm betting the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. On FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. With games day and night, an easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, and fast withdrawals, your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. And if that's not enough, FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tourney. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code BIGHEAD so they know I sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkhammer for Sunrise Buick GMC. You know Sunrise has the best selection, price, and has financing for everyone, but did you know you can bring your vehicle to Sunrise's award-winning service department no matter where you bought it? Maintenance, engine, transmission, brakes, or tires, bring it to Sunrise. Need body work? Tell your insurance agent you want to bring it to Sunrise. Schedule an appointment at sunrisememphis.com, Covington Pike, Bartlett, and Collierville. Check out the all-new Sunrise Truck Corral. Huge selection of nothing but trucks. All makes, all models, all prices, all trucks, all the time. Next to Sunrise Wolf Chase.
Sports 56 traffic.
We have one accident to report this morning. Crash on Winchester Road at Sweeney. That's Winchester Road at Sweeney. We are getting a little bit of rain coming into the city this morning. So roads might be a little slick from the rain this morning and also from yesterday. So just take it easy out there. Like I said, crash on Winchester Road at Sweeney Road. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Back on Sports 56 Mornings. So Wrestling Thursday here. Got my guy Zach Boyd across the glass from me. Zach, what's going on, man?
What's happening, man?
Good, man. We almost threw another show. It's a good Thursday. The weather outside is the rain is coming back, man. The last update we had, it was on the way, and now it's here.
Yeah, it
certain parts of the city is raining, not everywhere.
It happens this time of year where the snow turns into thunderstorms and flooding. So
get ready for it.
Yeah.
Get ready for it. But speaking of things that I'm ready for, you guys know I don't hold punches when it comes down to Jarvis Greer. He's definitely a mentor of mine, a role model, a goal model of mine, one of the true legends in Memphis sports. And he joins us now. Jarvis, what's going on, my man?
Gold model. Oh my goodness. You sound like Coach JJ. You gonna come up with the slogan.
No, I ain't quite on Coach JJ's level, man. I'm trying to get like y'all, man.
Goal, is that an acronym for something?
No, it don't mean nothing. Just like regular goals. Like you just got to go. I can make up one. I can make up one. Just give me a minute. I can make it up. But yeah.
I'm sure you can, see. If anybody could, you could.
Exactly. Well, Jarvis,
don't talk about this rain, man. I got to go walk the dogs.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? Exactly.
Yeah, one of them is a hairy mess, and it's like, oh, goodness gracious. It come and take 2 hours to dry them off and let them back in the house.
Right.
But,
exactly, man.
Into each life, some rain must fall.
Yeah, that's true.
It makes the flowers grow in the spring.
Exactly. And Jarvis, you
almost there, dude.
Yeah, you've had your own rainy season in your life that you bounced out of. Just excited.
How about that for a segue, huh?
Yeah, that's hey man. Hey, like I said yesterday,
I throw them out there, buddy.
Oh yeah,
I throw them out there. You get them out of the park.
Yeah, throw me the alley, man. Like John Moran to Brandon Clark. Here we go.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, you've had your particular storms, your rainy season in your life. I'm proud to have you on today. You are a recent prostate cancer survivor, man. It's just exciting to have you on. We could be having a totally different conversation today. I'm guest hosting the show this week for Peter, who's away. Try not to get emotional here. No, I'm good. No, but
come on, dude.
No, no.
I'm
first,
still here. I'm still here, dude.
I know. The first time I guest hosted anybody's show, I don't know if I told the story before on air or not, but the first time I guest hosted anybody's show, as soon as the show was over and I got in my car, I have a voicemail on my phone, Zach, from unknown number, and it's Jarvis Greer. Didn't even have my number. He got my number from somebody. It's Jarvis Greer saying, man, I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. You're doing good. Like, man, I could have just stopped right then on the part. I was done. Yeah, that was it. Like, I never had to get invited to do nobody else's show. Never had to get my own show. Like, I was done. Like, Jarvis Greer, did the work to go get my phone number from somebody, called me and left. I mean, as soon as I hit my car, the voicemail was in there. Like, he called me as soon as the show was over. And, Jarvis, I appreciate you for that, brother. And, man, you're definitely a hero of mine.
Hey, we all need people in our corner, buddy.
Oh, brother, I appreciate you. I needed
that, man. Let us
know
when doing well when you're here.
And I'm glad.
Let folks know. That's all I can say.
I appreciate you, brother. I'm glad that you're in my corner. And I'm glad you're here, man. So tell us more about your story, the battle against cancer. I saw your video that WMC TV5 did about it, but just share with us again your story and your battle with cancer, Jarvis.
Well, it's like I still don't even think of myself as having cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember as a kid, you hear cancer. I said, well, God, please don't let me get cancer.
Right, exactly.
Well, guess what? God got other plans.
Come on, man.
And it's like you got to deal with it when it comes and roll with it. But I think that God has a purpose. There's a purpose for everything. Things just don't happen. And so if I get it, maybe sharing what I went through and what you have to do in order to find out if you have it, maybe somebody else will go, and go find out. Go get tested. It's not that big a deal. If you get your regular checkups, and this is going to be my next crusade, man, to get insurance, universal insurance for everyone, because there's no reason for anybody to be walking around not knowing they got some monster growing inside of them and can't do anything about it. There's no reason on God's green earth for that. So anyway, it's just like late last summer in 2020. A bunch of stuff happened in 2020. I was just getting my regular checkup from my doctor, my primary health care physician, Dr. Olawale Marafa, first one to save my life. I just doing the regular screening, and I was leaving, getting ready to go to work, and he called me back. I mean, I was in the car, and he ran out of the building, got me in the car, and said, "Hey, man, let's run this test one more time." I said, "Oh, well, okay." He ran it, and it's called a PSA, prostate specific antigen, or something like that. And because it's for your prostate, I've been dealing with a enlarged prostate for the last 20 years or so. And when you get an enlarged prostate, for any of you out there that's had it, it's it makes it hard to pee. I'll put it that way. And because it grows right around your urethra, and so I've been taking the pills for it so I could go use the bathroom okay without too much straining. And but I knew that I haven't had that for so long that eventually, man, my number was going to come up, and it did, because on that test I went from a 2.2 to a 5 point something or other. That was a huge jump without getting too specific in the numbers. And so he said, well, he recommended me to a urologist over at the urology group of Memphis. And I went over there and did MRI, and they said, yeah, we got to do a biopsy. They did a biopsy, and they said, well, you got, called me into his office and said, you got cancer in 30% of your prostate. So we're going to have to do something. Gave me 3 options. You can do nothing. Like if you have an enlarged prostate, you can live to be 100. It doesn't necessarily have to take you out. But if you get cancer, then that's another thing. So you can do nothing. No, you can do this focused radiation thing called CyberKnife. It's like the commercial says, it's like minimally invasive, and that's like a big X-ray. You do it 5 times a week. You may have a little burning, but that's it. No other real side effects. You can keep going to work, or you can have what they call a prostatectomy, which is where they just go in. It's surgery. They go in and they take it out, just get rid of the thing. So I said, well, let's do the CyberKnife. That sounds pretty cool. Not many side effects, and you can still go to work. So okay, so they recommended me to your radiologist over at St. Francis because that's where they had the best CyberKnife mechanism thingy. It's like a huge X-ray machine. And it looks kind of like a cross between an MRI and an X-ray. But I had to do the MRI and do other tests. And Dr. Chen over at St. Francis said, well, this looks like it's a little bit more involved than what we first thought. Now, if you do the CyberKnife radiation thing, you can't do it again because it's too much radiation. And and that's immediately, my wife was with me, and her ears went up. And just looking at the doctor's face, when he was kind of unsure about doing it, he said, well, we got to start thinking about surgery. We got to contact surgeons. And so Emily is, she's the boss. I'm telling you, she's way tougher than me. She's CAO over at ALFAT, which is, as you all know, the fundraising arm of St. Jude. And so, she knows the doctors over there and is friends with several of them. And she got the hotline going, and they, because these are the best doctors in the world, cancer.
Right.
St. Jude.
Oh, for
and
sure.
they have a network of doctors around not just here in the States, but around the world. And so they called around, and they found Dr. Sam Chang at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. That's a research and a teaching hospital. And that prostate surgery is what they do. They are one of the best in the world at that. And Sam Chang is the leader of that group. He actually called me back. Hey, I understand you got a problem. You might want to check out. You might want us to check out. He's the coolest dude in the world. Great bedside manner, funny dude. And say, hey man, we're gonna help you out here. Have them send us your MRIs and all your numbers and all that stuff. So all the doctors, they all did that, and there was no problem getting it to them. I had to go up there and do MRIs with him. And here was the big deal. This was the one that kind of set you back a little bit. We did a very, very intense MRI, and within an hour, we were in the doctor's office, and he showed us the images and said, okay, here's your prostate. Here's where the prostate sits below the bladder. And here's your kidneys and the tubes that go from your kidneys into your bladder. He said, okay, see this picture? Well, this is where your bladder was supposed to be. But this is all the prostate. My prostate had grown into where my bladder was supposed to be. My bladder was just a little thin line, and it was covering all up the valves that run, from the kidneys. And said, it's a left turn, but we can deal with it. We can deal with it. He's very confident all the time, and said, cancer or no, this thing's got to come out.
Right.
Well, 6.5 hours of surgery later, they had to do 2 procedures. One was to put guardrails around the valves that run from my kidneys into my bladder so they wouldn't cut them when they take the prostate out, because that would be really bad. And then they go from there to the actual prostatectomy. And he said the thing was as big as a grapefruit, and that it was by far the biggest he had ever seen.
Wow.
And he'd done thousands of those procedures. So said, you got it when you needed to get it. you were at the time when you
for sure.
And so next after that was just rehab. They said since you had both of those procedures done, it's gonna delay your rehab.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take a while, basically. And he wasn't lying. I will tell you that. But one thing though,
man.
they get you up and moving around like, pretty much immediately now. And I was able to go back home. I was only in the hospital for, a couple of days, and then they send you home. It's better to rehab at home anyway.
Right.
I was not bored. I was out for 7 weeks. I had all my games to watch and, a few Netflix things I hadn't seen, and, and did a lot of walking to take your mind off the pain and the rest of it. And I was never sick. So thank God for that. I never did feel sick. And, since I played ball and everything and had several surgeries before, I was used to, that kind of pain,
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what to deal with there. So that wasn't bad.
Right.
The worst of it was I had a catheter. Oh, God. I didn't know
Yeah,
fun.
I've heard.
I had that for 2 weeks, and then they took that out. That was when they start messing with your deal, it takes kind of like,
man, I know.
like crazy, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
right.
But we came through that. But then the next thing, we had to have another procedure on March 4th to take out those guardrails that they put in. And it's like they time that stuff out great, man, because as soon as you're feeling good enough to, hey, man, I might feel like going back to work, then you have to have this next procedure. And then that sets you back for a minute. And that is called a cystoscopy. And that is where they go in through your wee-wee and pull these guardrails out. And it's like, oh, my God, it's a laparoscope. You say, hey, you want to watch it? No, I don't want to see it. No,
I'm good.
my wife's in there. My wife is in there the whole time. She's going, Negro, we didn't come all the way not to do this.
Right.
I'm saying, there goes, she challenged me. She challenged my man.
Oh, man.
And so they take one out, and it's like, oh, man, come on. We'll give you this numbing agent. Well, they did that. Okay, yeah, numb. Yeah, right. It's like getting hit with a sledgehammer or getting hit with a rubber mallet. Which one do you want?
Exactly.
So they take them out. It's like they're like, each one of them was like a foot long. You know what speaker wire looks like?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
We've all tried to put speakers in.
Right.
It's like speaker wire with two circular hooks on either end.
Right.
And both of them are like a foot long. And they took the first one out and said, okay, you ready for the second one? No,
they ain't ready for none of this. Oh, man. Well, Jarvis,
I'm just peeing all over everything. It was crazy, but like I had to recover from that, and like I got a staph infection after that.
Oh, man,
that's a bit.
That's cool.
Yeah, but they said they shot me like 2 big old syringes of antibiotics, and then I had to take all these horse pills, and it cleared it up, and so I was able to come back Monday. So I'm back at work.
Man, glad to see you back.
God is good.
Yeah,
God
definitely is. Definitely is. Well, brother, I thought for sure I would be the first person to say wee wee on the air on this station. You found a way to beat me to it.
This is a family program, I believe.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you the language I used during that.
Oh, I'm sure it's a little bit more than that. Yeah, for sure.
The doctor even laughed at some of the things I did.
Well, Jarvis, if you ever need a spare prostate, brother, I got you. We can.
No, I don't want another one of those. They got rid of that bad boy. It's in some research table right now. They're dissecting.
Right, the biggest prostate
ever.
Help
somebody.
Right.
If they can help somebody else figure something out with this business, and so
man.
be it. I'm happy.
For
the
sure.
biggest thing I want to do to tell people: get tested. Go to the doctor. Don't be afraid of it.
Mm-hmm.
And really, it's not that bad. I'm kind of joking around with you, but it's not that bad. I lived through it, and hey, I'm alive.
Right.
That's the
you
biggest.
lived through it. Yep, that's the most important part. That's
and
the most important part.
like 1 in 9 men in America can get prostate cancer, but it's 1 in 8 black men. So
right. Get it done, man.
There's your story right there. Get it done.
Yeah.
Get it done. Could save your life.
Yeah, it's for sure. Speaking of lifesavers, Jarvis Greer, DeAnthony Melton, and John Morant brought to
Cousin Eddie.
They brought the heroics yesterday, last night when the Grizzlies beat the Miami Heat. I'm going to talk about DeAnthony. I said yes. That dude. Yeah.
That dude. They call him Mr. Do Something.
And
he was doing everything.
He was doing everything. He was definitely doing everything. I said in the beginning of the segment that I haven't seen a player on this team that's as impactful and can change the course of a game through his play on the defensive end since Tony. And I think that's a fair assessment. Where do you think he stands as far as that goes?
And, T.A. has been working with the Grizzlies, and he has been working with DeAnthony on, his technique and how to get around picks and all that good stuff. And, if anybody knows the tricks of the trade, is first team all defense, Tony Allen.
Yes, sir.
And it shows it. The thing about DeAnthony, man, he's got, a 7-1 reach? He got that length, dude.
Right.
And you think you're around him, but you're not.
Right.
And, like, he had a couple of steals last night that were just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all-star kind of plays.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
That was a rock fight last night between those teams. And that was kind of like the old grit and grind days, an 89, 85 game.
Yeah, man. It was an
Nobody
ugly
could
score.
hit because everybody's playing defense. And then that was the most defense that the Grizzlies, after not playing much defense the last couple of games, they really were focused in for the full 48 last night. And that was a fun game to watch, let alone, try to cover. And I'm glad Ja came through there at the end because he's been kind of struggling a little bit, getting into the lane and being able to get that teardrop to drop off the glass. But that last one went in against a very good defender in Jimmy Butler. So,
yes, sir.
Hey, you put it in your stars' hands and you let them do what they do.
Yeah, you call on
And
Ja.
they did.
Like I said, if you call on Ja, he's going to answer, and he answered last night. Jarvis, I give you credit a lot for being just a great person who gives great advice. We talked about Ja Morant's struggles. If you could get Ja Morant in a room by himself, just you and him, no cameras, no expectations, what are some of the things you would say to Ja to kind of help him get through this tough stretch he's going through?
I've heard a lot of people say that, well, you remember Mike Conley would never complain at all to the refs, no matter how much he was being used and abused out there on the court.
Right.
And some people are saying they're glad to see Ja, go off on the refs at times because he's not getting any calls. And it's like that play against Denver against Jokic, where he went in at the end of the game and they didn't call a foul. If that was Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving, that would have been a foul. He would have been on the line with 2 shots.
Well, they'd still be out there arguing with the ref right now.
But the thing about that is, sometimes I think, what is that old saying, thou dost protest too much? I say, okay, yeah, if it's egregious, yeah, but sometimes you just got to shut up and play. Just play. And the calls will come. Because I think he is establishing himself now as that kind of player that deserves the respect. Sometimes you have to go off and defend yourself. I got the dogs in here with me. We're getting ready to go for a walk. But you have to go off on them. But, sometimes you get a little bit more respect if you don't always chirp at them. You don't want to be that player that chirps all the time because then they don't pay attention to you after a while. But other than that, I would say, look, man, when you go in there like you're trying to collect bodies like you did your rookie season. Don't go in there just expecting to get a call.
Right. It does seem like he's kind of looking for calls more than he's looking for buckets right now. And he's going through a tough stretch, man, because like you've got
it's different.
you got you're right. You got a league who you caught by surprise last year, who knew you were good but didn't know how good you were. You're jumping over guys' heads, you're dunking on dudes, and now you've got this same league with some of the greatest defenders in the league saying, okay, we're going to focus in on this kid now, and they're like, oh crap, I got the whole league against me now. So yeah, he's definitely going through it, but I think he's got the tools.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah, he'll figure it out. I think he'll definitely figure it out.
That's Big 12. You hear me?
Right.
I mean, that dude he's
a monster,
as they say.
Right. John, final question of the morning.
Murphy's trying to.
Oh
say
yeah,
hello
the dog's trying to get on the air, man. That's fine too. That is fine as well.
I'll send you a picture of him. He just turned 9 years old, and he's sitting by his dad right now. He's ready to go for a walk. I'm gonna have to walk him.
Right.
But no, man, I really appreciate you, having me on and everything.
Oh, for sure, man.
I just want to let everybody know that, hey, this is something that you can beat. It doesn't have to take over your life, and just keep positive. Things will work out. They have a way of working out, and
sure.
whether life looks good or life looks bad, always try to see the good in it, because it's much better to try to be happy about something than to be dour and sad all the time.
Right. I definitely feel that.
I don't see that as any way to live. I don't.
Right.
My personal philosophy. There you go. Drop that on you.
Yep. Well, Jarvis, it's good to have you back, man. Good to have you on. You've been texting me.
Good to have you on, Saint.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Good to have you on, dude. I know you've been struggling and working and scuffling in the background for years, and you got your gig now, baby. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud that you're proud of me, man. Like this, for sure. Good,
dude. We got to lift each other up, dude.
That's all we can do.
Anybody else coming along? That's it. Yeah,
that's all
somebody trying to do something, man. Be glad. Be happy for somebody trying to do something. Don't be trying to pull people down. Be happy when somebody's trying to do something.
For sure. Well, you've been texting me this whole time. I had no clue you were sick. I had no clue any of this was going on. You've been texting me, come on, Sam, get off the Tigers. Come on, man. I had no clue, but glad to see you're back 100, man. Well, thanks a lot for coming on with us today, Jarvis.
I appreciate it, Say. You stay strong, buddy.
All right, man. All right.
All right.
Again, that was Jarvis Greer, sports director for WMC TV. I'll be back soon on Sports 56 Morning.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
The fun continues at Family Leisure with a brand new Factory Direct pool and patio sale. The new 2021 inventory is in. You got to get ready now and beat the rush. Become the first one to have your pool installed. They have spas in stock, and those are ready for installation right now, too. Complete your backyard with a new set of patio furniture, all state-of-the-art. Special financing available. Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road, where family and fun come together.
The Winter Collection sale now until March at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Your one and only Lexus dealership in Memphis. This great Winter Collection sales event has super special financing offers featuring the flagship LS500 and Lexus named the #1 certified pre-owned program in the industry for the 4th straight year by U.S. News and World Report. The Winter Collection sale now until March at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Make your next grill your last with Big Green Egg. Smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Ceramic will not rust, but will provide the best radiant heat, keeping your food crisp on the outside and juicy on the inside. Step your flavor up with 100% natural lumpwood charcoal. Never have to add charcoal or wood during a cook again, and save money by reusing Big Green Egg lumpwood charcoal. Enjoy the versatility of keeping cook temperatures below 200 or above 700 for searing and anywhere in between with ease. The Big Green Egg is ready to cook in only 10 to 15 minutes. Just ask Big Green Egg users how great the food is. Satisfaction has been our recipe for success since 1974, and our customers are our biggest testament. Come taste the difference with Big Green Egg and make your next grill your last. Available at East Memphis Ace at the corner of South White Station Road and Quince Road.
Taqueria Express number 6 has a new location, 6290 Winchester Road. Taqueria Express has tacos of all kinds, including chicken and sirloin, beef fajitas, shrimp fajitas, enchiladas with homemade tortillas, even chicken wings. And my favorite is the mango sauce, which goes great with a nice cold beer. You can dine in and take advantage of the full bar or get your order to go. Call ahead, 901-800-2737 to pick up or use the drive-thru. Ask how you can win a 2021 Nissan Versa. Taqueria Express.
Need to sell your home? You're in luck because I buy houses. All you have to do is call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that PIN, 901-406-1101, or just save it in your phone. Bill at I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses buys houses in any area, in any condition, at any time, as simple as that. I Buy Houses is guaranteed to close in 5 days. So if you need your cash fast, just call Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. Has your house been on the market? Were you just tired of renters? Or is it just time to start over? Well, avoid repairing, cleaning, painting, and prepping your house. Just pick up the phone and call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses. If you're in Southwind, South Memphis, North Mississippi, North Memphis, Collierville, if you can hear this, just call my friend Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101.
There's always that one team that ruins your bracket. That's why I'm betting the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. On FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. With games day and night, an easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, and fast withdrawals, your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. And if that's not enough, FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tourney. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code BIGHEAD so they know I sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
We are the best. SCU, the pride of the West.
Back on Sports 56 Morning. Just want to remind everyone that the NCAA tournament will be available here on Sports 56. We'll have the tournament games here, and it's going to be provided by our sponsors, Mid-South Hobbies, Guns and Ammo, Crab Kings, Wolf Chase Nissan, and Mario's Pools. Again, just reminding you guys that you can catch all of the NCAA tournament games here on Sports 56. You guys can, of course, give us a call on the First Bank phone line. Today, that number is 901-360-8255. Continue sending your texts on the First Bank text line, 70236. As you guys know, I joke a lot with Atlanta Hawks fans. I have a lot of fun starting little Twitter fights with them, especially since they can spell their name Hawks with so many what's the word? W's. They've won 6 straight games, so they spelled their name with a bunch of W's. So I happy for them, really happy for them.
So if they lose, do they take away the W?
Oh, I've got something ready for when they take that L. The Hawks with the L is coming, especially because we're going to play them soon. Like in a couple weeks.
In a couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah, let the Grizzlies beat the Hawks and just see the trolling. Just the level of trolling is going to be epic. But I also wanted to just pause to just send my thoughts and prayers out to the Atlanta area. I joke about the city. I joke about the stench of Balenciagas that you can smell when you go down there. And but I did want to send my thoughts and prayers out for the situation that happened yesterday. Of course, a gunman murdered 8 individuals in the Atlanta area. Really won't get into the details of it because it really kind of ticks me off to even think about the reasoning behind why this man decided to do this. All Asian employees to massage places. We talked about massage places yesterday with Deshaun Watson, but just a crazy situation that kind of shows you how crazy our world is sometimes and the things that people can do when in a deranged state. And when, of course, also when hate is involved. Tough situation. So, again, just wanted to make sure I send out thoughts and prayers to the people in Atlanta. But just a very troubling story. I won't get into the details of it, like I said. But it's just unfortunate. Like, we joke around. I joke around with their fans. I joke around with Pelicans fans. And I kind of felt weird even engaging with them yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, they were coming to me about certain things, and I was laughing at some of it. But in the light of everything that's on there in their city, just want to send, some positive energy and some positive vibes out to our brothers and sisters in Atlanta who are going through
that was really
that's scary, man. Like, imagine,
you working, man.
You're in work and some guy comes in and he murders you because, I've got a sex addiction. Man, get out of here. Man, like, what are you talking about?
Or he had a bad day. Like, huh?
What are we talking about, bro?
What?
Like, I hope that he's brought to justice. And like I said, I grieve for the people in Atlanta who, if those are the type of things you have to be fearful of. You know what I mean? Someone just coming in and just murdering people for no rhyme or reason and just having just a demented reason why he did what he did. I took a pause on trolling my friends in Atlanta with the things they have going on. We're about to take a break, man. And when we come back, got a couple guests coming in the next hour. Got Dustin Starr is going to join us at 9, and Corey Parsons is going to join us at 9:30. We'll see you guys in a minute. Sports 56 Mornings.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry: Honda mowers, trimmers, and generators, Steel blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws, plus quality products from Red Mat and Shindawa. And they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country: North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
There's always that one team that ruins your bracket. That's why I'm betting the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. On FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. With games day and night, an easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, and fast withdrawals, your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. And if that's not enough, FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tourney. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code BIGHEAD so they know I sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 115 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. So easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. Stock up heavy on all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
Don't miss 20 seasons of Grizzlies basketball in Memphis. Limited single-game tickets for all second-half games are on sale now. Tickets start at just $12, but they won't last long. Check out grizzlies.com/tickets today.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
We still working an accident on Winchester Road at Sweeney Road. Still working that accident as well. And rain is pushing through the city here, so take it easy out on the roadways. And this is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Straight out of the shy, Mr. Shake and Bake 45. Wrestling cause it feels alive. Great memories and good times.
hour of the show. Zach, help me out with that weather. I meant to check it. I see we got some sunlight beaming through. I'm tired of coming here in this dark in the morning too, man.
Say we start the show at 7:00 in the morning. We gonna have to deal with darkness?
No, man, it was light outside when I would pull up in the past, man. Like it's dark in the morning. It's dark in the morning when we come in.
I think you might have to wait until it gets to the summertime because it's always been dark around this time.
I don't care.
It's always been dark.
I got used to pulling in, with the light, whatever.
I mean, we've already jumped an hour. What do you want to do? Jump another hour?
Nah, yeah, let's jump. I don't know.
Like, you want to jump 2 hours?
Fix it back the way it was. Just fix it. And again, as I reminded you after the last break, we will be providing a fix for you, your NCAA tournament fix. NCAA tournament, all games will be here on Sports 56. You can tune in no matter where you are. Listen to us. We are available on TuneIn, the TuneIn app as well. So wherever you are, you can definitely listen into the NCAA tournament. And that's sponsored, of course, by Mid-South Hobbies, Guns and Ammo, Crab Kings, Wolf Chase Nissan, and Mario's Pools. If you guys want to give us a call, you can definitely give us a call at the First Bank phone line. Phone number is 901-360-8255. And the First Bank text line is 70236. We were joking earlier because we was like, man, we haven't been getting many calls this week at all. Typically, when we don't talk about calls, we get people calling in the middle of interviews and when we got a segment coming up. But we got one today. Someone called in the middle of an interview or whatever. But, yeah, glad you guys are tuning in with us and have your desires to chime in with us. So far today, we've talked about the Grizzlies, the win they had yesterday. We talked about the not NCAA property thing that's going on with the players in the NCAA tournament. That's a wild thing, man. I meant to ask John, could he possibly see guys protesting or just refusing to play games? I don't know if it'll get to that level or not, but it's always a possibility. But yeah, it's just a lot going on in that area with the NCAA tournament. We want to go ahead and see those guys play, but man, we gotta have these guys happy, man. Like we can't just expect them to go out there and the conditions that they're in the bubble aren't up to par. Now, if there's one thing to have NBA players complaining because these are guys who are used to, they're millionaires. They're used to things being a certain way. So it just makes you wonder, like, what really are the conditions that these kids are in? Like, I know it's not like they're in some slum hotel or something, but I mean, if you got kids like this who really aren't used to the finest, saying, okay, this sucks. You know what I mean? So what is it? Like, what exactly? Where is the shortfall coming? Or someone who I definitely know knows how to do things on a 5-star level is our next guest, Justin Starr from Championship Wrestling from Memphis, joins us now. Dustin, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Anthony Sane? I heard a rumor.
You heard a rumor?
Me and you one-on-one today.
You get to go one-on-one with the great one today. As you saw,
what's going on, man?
Good, man. I butchered your name just then going in because it doesn't matter what your name is.
It doesn't matter. Good cover-up, though. Good cover-up.
For sure. Man, speaking of The Rock, I took the time to watch Young Rock over the weekend. I didn't watch it through traditional means. Of course, I didn't watch it through NBC or the Peacock app.
Right.
I watched it through non-traditional methods, of course, which is always an adventure. I'll say this: I watched the first 3 episodes. Did they drop a 4th one since then? I don't know. I think they.
I have not seen. I've got to get caught up on it. But man, the coolest thing about this, other than it's The Rock. I mean, The Rock is like the coolest action hero, wrestler, pop culture, whatever you want to call him. Like, he's the most popular at anything he does at this point. But the cool thing for me was, like, watching how much the wrestlers look like the legends, like Iron Sheik or Rocky Johnson. They were identical.
Yeah, man. Like, we joke a lot about, like, Lifetime movies and all these biopics they've done where the casting is terrible. Like, where they've had, we blame it on the budget. Like, okay, well, they can't do this. Bro, this is a one-off, TV show that's probably going to have 8 episodes or something like that. And the casting is incredible. The lady who they have playing The Rock's mom, like, spot on. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
The Wild Samoan, spot on. Andre the Giant, that guy's played in a lot of other movies and shows, too, as well. He used to play football in the NFL, too. And it's kind of a strange show because it's like, it's told through a fictional story of The Rock running for president, and he's talking to a real life actor who's supposed to be playing this person who's interviewing him, and he's telling his life story or whatever through the lens of his childhood and growing up in wrestling and whatever. And of course, the show took me personally down a couple of rabbit holes. Like I went on YouTube I just went on YouTube to just check out certain things. And I've heard the story of his dad, Rocky Johnson, and Tony Atlas being the first ever black tag team champions. I've heard those things. Mm-hmm. But I went down a rabbit hole to find out those two guys didn't like each other. and then
pretty typical.
Yeah.
Pretty typical.
And they said that Tony Atlas really felt like that Rocky Johnson sabotaged his career. And he talked about some of the difficulties that black wrestlers had back then, where there was only going to be one black star in every territory. There's no such thing as being two stars. And even though those two guys were elevated as being the tag team champions, they were battling for the position of being the black guy in different promotions that they wrestled in. And they talked about how their tag team they fought one match to win the championship. And they defended the titles once and lost, and they were only together as a tag team for a very short part of time. Wasn't aware of that at all. And but the thing that really stood out to me is that Rocky Johnson's career in the WWE ended not too long after that. And I just thought it was just a strange story, just like I had no clue about any of that.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty much what you're saying is spot on. One of my good friends, King Cobra, tells very similar stories when we're grabbing lunch or whatever. It's always cool to sit under the learning tree, but that's one of the things that I'm learning more and more is, Cobra would say that he would go into an area and there was already a black man there competing. And so it was kind of jousting for positioning, so to speak. And you're right. It was typically, one African-American wrestler that was in the territories most of the time. And, I was able to work with Rocky Johnson here in Memphis when he was doing the latest Corey Macklin version of Memphis Wrestling, and just a really, really super cool guy. So it was good to kind of rub elbows with him in the locker rooms and such. But yeah, the business has come a long, long way, and man, they've done a lot of weird stuff, but they've done a lot of good stuff. And that's one of them that kind of gets you scratching your head. Like, how does a tag team become the first ever African-American World Tag Team Champions, and then they've only tagged a couple of times, and that's it?
Yeah,
and then one loses the job.
They fought
later.
like
what?
3 matches together, period. I was like, what in the world? Like, how is that even possible? But
one of the cool things about the Rock's television show, though, is there's so much Memphis that I think is thrown in all throughout.
Right.
Because Rock tells the story as Dewey, being a kid, and what was it, $7 that he got from downtown Bruno, and how he paid him back with that truck and everything. And so maybe we'll see little bits and pieces of that weave through. And I know we'll see definitely Memphis weave through out there. So I'm always got my eyes open to see what's local to us.
The show's really good, man. The show's really good. I was impressed by it. I mean, it's kind of a Rock praise fest, like a self-praise fest or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like how he shows, because that their story, it gets grimier, it gets more complex, and I'm sure he'll get into some of those things as well in the show. And just like you talked about how the wrestling has progressed, I watched Young Rock, like I said, over the weekend, and then I turn on Monday Night Raw, and I'm watching 2 black tag teams compete for the WWE Championship in the Hurt Business and the New Day. I'm watching that match, and I'm watching a black world champion. And I can't remember anything. I'm watching not Brock Lesnar.
Lashley.
I'm watching Bobby Lashley.
Lashley.
He was a black champion. I'm watching the 24/7 champion who's black. I'm like, man, it's really came a long way, and it's just a really, really good time. Just to give props to the progression of wrestling, so to speak. Well, catch us up on how things are going with Championship Wrestling from Memphis. Dustin, some storylines you might need to catch up on, and when is your next live taping?
Well, we had the finals of our Cobra Cup tournament. It was an 8-person tournament, and it was just kind of a way to kick us off. When you start a brand new television show, it's like, okay, what angles, what storylines, what feuds, what can we do? But we felt like introducing a tournament that honored King Cobra, who fortunately is still with us. He gets to present that trophy to the winner, the gun show Brett Michaels, this Saturday. So there's an official King Cobra trophy presentation. But to have that tournament kind of kick off and then, kind of take us down the roads of Big Swole versus Mike Anthony, and getting to see the growth of Bret Michaels, who's a 20-year veteran that never had any experience on television until now. A guy that's been in the business 20 years around the Memphis, Tennessee area, didn't have the opportunity to be on TV until now. So we're kind of telling stories based off of the Cobra Cup and which direction it goes. But then also Derek the King, he debuted a couple of weeks ago and introduced his queen. So the King and the Queen, they're causing a little bit of trouble, but you want to tune in this Saturday because King Cobra will be live and in living color in the middle of the ring, presenting the prestigious Cobra Cup to the rightful winner, Bret Michaels. So it's going to be it'll be a historic moment for sure.
Dustin, the COVID-19 vaccine is beginning more prominent. More and more people are taking it. They're opening it up to more people to get it. More people are available to get it. As those kind of things happen, and maybe wrestlers are able to get everyday working people like your wrestlers who wrestle on your organization, when they get it and fans are able to get it, how do you see that affecting your overall product as far as the live audience and the product they see in the ring?
Big time, big time. There are venues all across the Mid-South that want to have Memphis Wrestling there at their place. They want to bring it in for entertainment, and we're not able to do that at this point. And I know that people would say, well, the Forum and this, they're doing this, people are coming back. Well, these companies feel personally responsible.
Right.
So to, pack several hundred people or 1,000 people into a civic auditorium or a local facility here in the Memphis area, they still feel that that's not the right thing to do. So we're still kind of holding off on that point, but it does look like, a lot of stuff is happening. Things are opening up a little bit. And here in the next couple of weeks, I hope it's next week, but here in the next couple of weeks, I'll be ready to make a big announcement regarding the future of our Memphis Wrestling and our future home of Memphis Wrestling. So there's a lot of things that are in the works. And of course, COVID-19 is basically dictating how fast these things can happen. And that's one of them. So we're finally to the point where we're taping television here in Memphis. April 11th is our next date. We are sold out of tickets for the 11th, but we're trying really hard to get more tickets released. If it doesn't happen this time, then definitely keep your eyes open for our May date. And that's when we'll be making the big announcement for our upcoming May date. But you can get all the information at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. We keep it pretty updated. Of course, very active on social at CW30 Wrestling.
Dustin, if someone is at one of your events and they say, hey, I think I can do that one day, or watching you on YouTube and watching on CW30, and they're like, man, I could, I used to play a little football. I'm athletic. I had some amateur wrestling, and someone wants to be a part of what you're doing. Is there an opportunity for a amateur or a newcomer to come in, possibly train, and be a part of what you're doing with Memphis, with Championship Wrestling for Memphis, and how do you go about doing that?
Man, I'm so glad you asked that because I get asked all the time.
Because everybody thinks they can do what they see on TV.
Yeah, and when you ask me on the air, that means I can answer it on the air. Man, let me tell you, first of all, when somebody comes up and says, man, I'm a fan of your work, I could totally do that. I think, well, man, I'm not working hard enough.
Exactly.
And second of all, we have our own training facility, and that's one of the big announcements that'll come up in a couple weeks. There will be a facility that you can train at, not just professional wrestling, but refereeing, broadcasting, ring announcing, anything that has to do with producing television with sports entertainment. That's basically what we can give hands-on training with. So you can get some more information if you go to championshipwrestlingmemphis.com/training. We're building our team right now, and it looks like our head coach is going to be the legendary King Cobra.
Oh, wow.
And he's old school.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll show you, he'll teach you how to tie somebody into a pretzel.
Exactly. Probably going to punch you. Lesson one, take a punch to the face.
Yeah. And then, of course, we've got Derek King and Alan Steele, two of the best performers here in the area. And then myself and Maria will be there as well. So you got some of the best trainers in the Mid-South. But again, it's championshipwrestlingmemphis.com/training. It is harder than it looks, but we want you to come try it out and see if it's for you. I remember being 15, actually younger than that, and calling the TV station and saying, man, how do I become a wrestler? And that's how I got started, is calling the TV station.
Right.
Had no idea where to start.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's crazy. I didn't know that was part of your story at all. I remember I have so many stories I can tell that involve me in some mentoring situation I had with a teenager. And there was a kid that wanted to be a wrestler, and he was like, Mr. Saint, I really want to be a wrestler. Like, but nobody wants to help me and my family. I said, okay, man, I'll help you out. So, long story short, he found some guy that was that used to wrestle with Jerry Lawler, who's got some kind of local school out of Jonesboro or somewhere we drove, West Memphis. I don't know where we went. And so we're in this guy's house. And he's like, oh, so you want to be a wrestler, kid? He's like, yeah. He said, well, I'll be honest with you. Most guys don't get past the first lesson. And he said, well, what's the first lesson? He was like, taking a deadfall, like going from standing up to laying on your back in a second.
Oh, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. Just imagine. You. So the first bump they really teach you is a front flip where you land flat on your back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So just imagine, even if you had the biggest, softest, cushiest thing, like imagine doing a front flip and landing straight on your back. It just doesn't. Right. It doesn't seem right.
Right, because that was the culture shock for me when he was like, "Yeah, this ain't no trampoline. Like this is wood." I was like, "What?"
And literally, it is wood, steel, and maybe an inch and a half of padding. Right.
Right.
But when you have a 200-pounder, or how much do you weigh, Zane? I'm about 210 right now.
I'm 2 something.
Just imagine an adult doing a flip and landing flat on their back, and the first time ever, you look up and you go, "Oh my!" I remember having these moments, going, "Is this really what I want to do?"
Yeah, man. I think me falling on a wooden floor on my back, I think I'd be done. And that's what he said. He said most guys are done at first. They can't get past this part. And they know the first day they can't do it because they can't do the what did you call it? What kind of fall is it?
Just the bumps, that was just a front bump. You know, you did a front flip, land flat on your back. There's one where you have to kick your feet up and land flat on your back. Those are tough. You hit your head. You can knock yourself silly just warming up, and practicing bumps. So I've never been one of those guys that wants to get in there and take practice bumps. So, I'll get in there and seriously, man, I'm going to save the stuff that hurts. Let me save that for when I'm in the ring. The adrenaline's going,
Mm-hmm.
but it's everybody has their own path, but I trained in a barn with very little padding, and I do think there's silver lining there because I learned how to bump on something extremely hard. So that way when I'm in a good ring, like our Memphis wrestling ring, I'm like, ooh, this is like a bed, even though it's not. Just compared to a slab of concrete with carpet rolled over it, it feels pretty good.
Well, it sounds like you're kind of slick alluding to Dustin Starr getting back in the ring with some of the things you're kind of saying, but
I'm not done. I'm not done saying. Come on, man.
I'll leave it for another time of day. I'll leave it for another time of day. Just wrapping up the segment, of course, this is my man Dustin Starr of Championship Wrestling from Memphis. Eric Bischoff was announced to be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame class for 2021. I'm assuming he's probably the headliner. What are your thoughts on him getting that nod in the Hall of Fame?
I love that he's doing it. I love that they're doing it right now because Bischoff is so well spoken. And what I'm saying is he's not in that age bracket to where he's still very, very sharp and one of the best minds in the business. Has a great podcast I'm a big fan of. If you haven't listened to it, it's called 83 Weeks. Mm-hmm. I love Eric Bischoff. He's very, very deserving to be in the Hall of Fame for what he did with WCW alone or NWO alone. He's a shoo-in. And him being on AEW just a couple of weeks ago, I'm a little surprised that it didn't kind of affect this booking. Because we saw Christian, a Hall of Famer. We've seen Big Show, who's a future Hall of Famer, that have just jumped over to AEW. And not to go on kind of a rambling spree here, but just thinking about the history of pro wrestling. I was thinking about this last night, of the history of Memphis wrestling and how we look at it with Jerry Jarrett and Lawler and Dundee and all these guys. We are literally on the cusp. 20 years from now, will we be talking about championship wrestling from Memphis? Will we make a big enough impression to have maybe not the Eric Bischoff level or whatever, but to have, a chapter in the history of Memphis wrestling. I was thinking about that last night. How cool is that?
That would be awesome, man. And like I said, I commend you for what you're doing, bro, because you're doing things your way. You found a way to make this a business. You've taken it to the next level. And I like your incorporation with, I'm about to butcher the name again, the organization, the parenting company, the kind of
the United Wrestling Network.
Right. You partner with them, and now you made everything local, and it's good, man. I think it's gonna be good for the city. And you know this, man. I've talked to you about this off the air. I wish all you guys would come together and just make one big local federation, but we know how that goes. But brother, I wish you the best. And I got to get out there soon too, man, because Gabe has got a wrestling itch. So we got to get out there and check you guys out. And I appreciate
if we don't get you in for April, then definitely I got you a VIP.
Yeah. So that's what I was waiting on, man. I was waiting for you to say that part. There you go.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
There you go. There you go, fam. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on with me today, Dustin.
All right, thank you, man. And you tell Peter the next time I talk to him, I got a bone to pick with him.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good, man.
All right, thanks,
All right,
man.
bro.
Have a good one.
All right, again, that was Dustin Starr. He's with Championship Wrestling from Memphis. Got a great product going on, man. I'm really cheering for him. I like what he's doing. Just kind of fusing the old and the new here in the local Memphis wrestling scene. When we come back, Corey Parson, he was here with us earlier this week. He's going to come back again this week. Give us some NCAA tournament picks and maybe talk some Grizzlies basketball as well. Sports 56 Mornings.
Do you know who I am?
Who are you? I'm Superfly TNT.
Johnny Radio.
Where do you want to be? 1 to 3? Right here with me. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM, Monday through Friday. This is Sports 56 Happy Hour, your good buddy Johnny Radio.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
2021 is finally here. Might I suggest we start the wonderful new year with a makeover for your beautiful house. I'm Brian Elder. I'm a roofer. I fix roofs. Don't let them tell you that it has to be replaced when all it may need is some love. 867-0303. Let me love on your roof. I've made quite the reputation over the last decade as the guy to call after the insurance company denies the claim. Overturning a claim that has gone bad is an art form where you argue county code, manufacturer specs, and details of your policy that they have to abide by. So let me see it first. If I say it's a claim, it's a claim. 867-0303. Money is free at Brian Elder Roofing with 0% financing for half a decade. I'll measure your roof from outer space and get you a quote right over the phone. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
There's always that one team that ruins your bracket. That's why I'm betting the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. On FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. With games day and night, an easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, and fast withdrawals, your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. And if that's not enough, FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tourney. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code BIGHEAD so they know I sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place.
That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Oh, I'm not settled until I've done it all and right. I split my head open again last night.
Back on Sports 56 Morning. It's been a busy show today. We've had a lot of guests today. Thanks to all our guests for coming on. Thanks for Dustin Starr wrapping up. She's got more live recordings coming up for Championship Wrestling for Memphis. And just, wishing the best for that. He's got his show on TV 30, on CW30. So, yeah, just glad to see him bringing Memphis Wrestling back. And our next guest who's coming on today, of course, you all know him. He was on with us earlier this week as well. He is the senior sports betting content creator for NBC Sports Edge. This is Corey Parson. Parson, what's going on with you, brother?
Shane, what's up with you, my man? How's everything going?
Trying to make it, brother. Glad to hear you back on again, man. I want to make sure we bring you on again before this tournament kicks off, man, so we can get some predictions from you. I didn't want to hit you up with it in the beginning because I know that your words have power. You know what I mean? So I wanted you to be able to, yeah. Being that you are a gambling expert, I didn't want you to loosely say anything. So I wanted to get you on when you got a chance to look at the brackets, kind of look at, some guys who might be missing games, and so you can give people some smart bets as far as the tournament is concerned.
Yeah, you know what, Shane? I've been looking at the money recently a lot. I was telling the producer before I came on, I was printing out my trusty sheet because I was just looking kind of at where the money resides.
Where the money resides.
I was looking at where the money is at in some of these books, and listen, so much of handicapping is not really about the X's and O's, but kind of finding out where the liability is at and stuff like that, and where the teams that are being bet by by some of the sharper guys out there in Las Vegas. So I got a couple interesting nuggets on that. So I think I kind of see the way this first weekend can go, and some interesting things like that. And I got some interesting down the road bets if you want to really take a crack at some outsiders or some of the not top somebody other than Gonzaga or Baylor to win the whole thing.
Okay. So how you looking as far as it's concerned?
What I find is interesting right now, a team that I'm hearing talked up a lot, and you can get them at real good odds right now to win the whole thing, is the Texas Longhorns.
Okay.
They're down there in that third seed down there in that region with Michigan. And I think out of the 4 number 1 seeds, I think Michigan is the one right now that seems to be the weakest. Obviously, this is the Gonzaga. This is the Gonzaga Invitational. Baylor, in my opinion, would clearly be the second best team in the country. And the way the Illini are playing right now, you got to really give them a lot of credit, too. So Michigan does look weak. We've seen Michigan struggling in big spots. And they got that bracket with Texas as that 3 seed. And then you have Alabama down there as the 2 seed. Alabama has that young guard, Javon Quinterly. Now, Quinterly originally went to Villanova, wasn't a good fit at Villanova, but he was a blue chip. He was a top prospect coming out. That Alabama team down there can make some runs, too. So I think the Wolverines could be in some trouble. Now, as far as this weekend goes, they should be able to escape this weekend. But a matchup, they should be able to get out the first round, but a matchup against LSU or St. Bonaventure, either one of those two teams, I wouldn't bet them to win the game, but I would definitely bet them to cover the spread against the Wolverines.
So what would be your thoughts on Gonzaga winning the whole thing? Would you take a bet? What would be a smart bet as far as that goes, as far as them winning the entire thing?
It's the smartest bet. I mean, you're getting short odds with it right now. I'm seeing them at plus 250, which is not great for somebody to win the NCAA championship.
Right.
I mean, outside of this, here's the thing. It's like the conversation you have when you're an NFL team and you already wrapped up your division, and it's kind of like, well, do I sit people? Do I sit my players before we go into the playoffs and give them some rest, or do I let them play it all the way through? the thing with Gonzaga is they haven't lost, and teams don't go undefeated. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but by the same thing, just because say Gonzaga was to lose in the tournament, right? They lost in the tournament. They didn't win the championship because they lost in the tournament. They didn't win the championship because they weren't undefeated. So it's like it's independent of each other. So you got a lot of people saying, okay, well, Gonzaga has to lose at some point. Well, do they really? So I think they're the best team in college basketball. I think they've been knocking on the door for a few years now. So I think Gonzaga is the smartest bet. I do think they cut down the net. That's not that's not what everybody wants to hear. But, I mean, Mark Few has the best team. He's got Jalen Suggs and Corey Crispin. He's got 3-4 guys he's going to put in the NBA on this team. So I think Gonzaga is the best team.
What we were talking, me and Zach, the producer, we were talking yesterday about just how to approach each individual game in the tournament. And we were saying, Zach was saying that when you're looking at games, his particular strategy is give me the team that has the better 3-point percentage and has more vets, like guys who experienced players in the tournament. And I was like, yeah, that seems like a very smart strategy. What do you think that strategy stands when you just look at any individual game in the tournament?
Well, people that don't watch a lot of college basketball, they'll be shocked to see what college basketball is now. It's wild 3-point shooting and it's crazy Euro steps. You know what I'm saying? That the kids fly, the kids can't even perform right.
Right.
But here's the thing:
trust me, we know. We see a lot of it here.
You can get burnt trusting those heavy 3-point shooting teams. Now, we've seen teams go on runs because they can hit the three as well. So listen, it depends on where you want to take the gamble at. But you got some teams in this tournament that can get hot, like a Winthrop, like a Liberty. Those are two teams that can get hot from behind the arc. Obviously, down there in Tennessee, another team that can get hot. So teams that can get hot from three, right, they do have a good chance because they can stay in the game. They can make runs. They can hit the big clutch shots. But here's the thing. If that three is not falling, they can also get blown out the gym.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep a look at. Are there any trends with like coach experience? Like how long, like guys who've had previous coaching experience? How do those kind of things matter in the tournament? Or are you aware of anything like that even existing?
Well, the coaching thing is interesting because you do have some good veteran coaches, but a lot of the veteran coaches this year are in tough spots. We talked about Mark Few, obviously. You know how good he's been. Now you look at Virginia. You know what I'm saying? The job that they've done with Bennett, right? But they got COVID issues, and they're in that conference with Gonzaga. Same thing goes for Kansas. Got COVID issues in that tough conference. You look at Rick Pitino back in the tournament, amazingly. But he's a 15 seed. And then when you go over, North Carolina, I think North Carolina will get out the first round against Wisconsin. But then they got to go up right against Baylor. So I don't think coaching is going to make too much of a difference this year. I don't see where having a really good experienced coach can get you past one of the tougher teams. It's just like down there in that East region, could we see a guy like a Leonard Hamilton take Florida State to the Final Four? Leonard Hamilton is an excellent coach. His teams get better. Florida State would normally start getting better around early February, and then they'll take it into March. So I do like that about Hamilton. And listen, he's always going to throw he has 3 or 4 6'8" dudes that could do a little bit of everything on Florida State. And you see them and now you're starting to see them in the NBA. So I think Leonard Hamilton, if he can get his team into the Sweet 16 and get some chaos going in that East region, I think he can be. I think Florida State will make it to the Elite Eight. They'll play for a trip to the final.
I can see it. I think I can see that as well. Final question regarding the NCAA tournament, the thing that everyone likes to talk about, probably the most cliche thing in the world as far as betting in the NCAA tournament is concerned. What possible upsets do you see in the first weekend?
It's going to be some good ones this weekend. I tell you what's being bet right now, right? So Arkansas and Colgate. You got a lot of people on Colgate this weekend. I find that interesting. That number is starting to come down. Another trendy bet this weekend is Liberty, the Flames, going up against Oklahoma State and Cade Cunningham. Cunningham, I think we'll agree, is going to be top pick in the NBA draft.
Right.
North Texas is being bet pretty heavy this weekend. They're taking on Purdue. So you got a lot of people that's on North Texas, the Mean Green. Ohio and Virginia. Ohio's one of those teams you talked about that can shoot the three. Obviously, Virginia's having that COVID issue. Oral Roberts is being bet to cover the spread, not so much to win the game, maybe put a scare into Ohio State. And this is the one that everybody's on. Everybody's on Winthrop. Winthrop is a good team. I think only lost one game this year.
Right.
Winthrop always plays very good. School down there in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Playing against Villanova, and obviously Villanova, they've already lost their best player. Villanova's reeling right now. I would not sleep on Villanova. Winthrop looks like a trendy underdog. I would not be surprised if Villanova in this spot where everybody's counting them out, if Jay Wright's team coming in and get the win. So those are the underdogs being bet right now this weekend. I really, really do like. I'm going to be taking a shot with Liberty, and I'm going to be taking a shot with North Texas.
But yeah, that all sounds like if you say it, man, I might even put my money on because you hit me up in hindsight about a lot of stuff that I probably should have put my money on because I'm new to this whole gambling thing. Like I just started jumping in on FanDuel, and I know I've called you for advice on stuff that I ended up not doing, not because I didn't believe you, but stuff I didn't get a chance to sit down and do it. But yeah, man.
Well, I tell you what, Shane. Remember, before you hop in this, I tell everybody, a couple of things. Bet with your head and not over your head, and money don't grow on trees.
You ain't lying. You better use some of that STEMI money, that money, that unexpected money. Not the money you work.
Money did grow on a tree, though.
It does seem like that money is growing on trees. Since we're getting the new STEMI check once a month, I'm down for it though. I'm down for it for sure. Switching over to the NBA, me and another one of the co-hosts. I go on one of their shows once a week. We were talking about the Grizzlies line yesterday, how it started off trending towards the Heat, and by closer to the game time, it switched. Well, closer to mid-afternoon, it switched over to the Grizzlies being the favorite. The Heat had won 5 straight games. The Grizzlies had lost 3 straight. What do you think determines those type of factors? What do you think Vegas saw in that game? We were thinking, well, maybe it's because Miami played 5 games in 7 nights. But how does the betting lines? How do they bet against a team who's got a win streak like that? What makes them think that's going to happen?
It was a couple of factors because that was a spread that I noticed that right away. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you another thing to look at with Miami too, moving forward. What I noticed right away about the Miami thing was they were on a long road trip, yes, but that road trip was broken up by the All-Star break, so it wasn't all together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Here was the thing yesterday. They were on the second night of a back-to-back. So the reason why Memphis was the favorite last night was because Jimmy Butler doesn't normally play on the second night of back-to-back.
Okay.
So the market was speculating that Butler was going to sit last night. That's why the Grizzlies were the favorite.
Okay, and he ended up playing, and they still were able to cover the line. Because I was like, man, Vegas knows, man. Like, how in the world do they know? I mean, and we pulled that game out. It was a pretty ugly game, but they definitely pulled it out. Now, I'm going to share one of my frustrations with you while we're sticking with NBA. Of course, this is Corey Parson, senior betting analyst for NBC Sports Edge. This is what bothers me, man. I've lost, I'm not going to say a lot of money, but I lost a lot of bets betting on Ja Morant. After he didn't make the All-Star game, I bet that he would have a good game. Didn't happen. It was some other reason that kind of felt kind of Ja-ish. Like I was like, okay, yeah, I got a feeling Ja's going to do. I can't remember what the motivation I thought was, but I lost money then. What are some actual true trends as far as Ja Morant is concerned that you've noticed as far as a individual prop bet is concerned with Ja?
Okay, so here's the deal with Morant, right? His last year in Murray State, I've lived off Ja Morant.
Really?
His first year in the NBA, yes. Oh my God, nobody knew who he was. Down in Murray State, I was hammering Murray State every night.
Mm-hmm.
When he got to Memphis, same thing. You know what I mean? Was very profitable with the Grizzlies up until the bubble last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is what you're going to see, and you're going to see a lot of this with the NCAA tournament. As more and more states go legal, you get more and more new sports bettors, and not to be offensive, that don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So every day I get a rundown of like the player props in the games that's being bet on the most, and Ja Morant is there every single day. And that's because the new bettors in Tennessee are betting on Ja Morant.
Yeah,
I'm
new bettors in Tennessee, so
yeah.
I'm probably causing those spikes.
So when I paid Ja's props, it's mainly because of you pushing it up. You know what I'm saying?
It's all me, right?
Yeah. So I would start to lay off of that a little bit. Those Morant props, because you got all that new money in the state of Tennessee coming in. Now, to tie it into the NCAA tournament, the two most bet on the biggest liabilities right now to win the tournament are Michigan and Illinois. 2 states that introduced sports betting legislation this year. So there you go right there. You see how it plays out. So you got, they're betting on, this is what bettors want to do, new bettors. They bet on nationally televised games they want to watch. Everybody was on the Milwaukee Bucks last night. I was on the 76ers. So it's just you got to try to fade those public trends. That's very important to establishing and building your bankroll.
And you bet on what's familiar to you. Like I bet on Grizzlies stuff because I cover the team. Like I see them up close.
Exactly.
Right. So I kind of know
but
how
that's
things.
Also kind of tough. I would lay off the job props. I probably would look at some of these secondary players with some of their props, and I would never. I have lost a lot this year betting on the Grizzlies at home. The Grizzlies are better as a road underdog.
Wow. Yeah, I think I've noticed that or I've heard that before though. For sure. So what other bets as far as the NBA concerned have been trending like here lately? Like where you found a way to get money on those in the NBA?
I would start to pay attention to the Pacers. The Pacers are going to be an interesting team in the second half of the season, mainly because the Pacers are right now, odds makers have the Pacers as a locked-in playoff team. They're going to have to win to get there. So I look at the situation with the Indiana Pacers. Karis LeVert is back now. You know what I'm saying? They'll get Warren back at some point before the end of the season. That's going to start to open up their market a little bit. They should have had a victory. They should have had a victory against the spread on Monday night. Then they forgot how to play basketball in the fourth quarter. I'm not quite sure what they did on the rest of this trip. But once they get out of this trip, I would start to back the Pacers. Second half of the season, teams in the same conference that's in the playoff hunt, I would bet the under because as we get closer to the playoffs, those games become playoff games. So you have fewer possessions and stuff like that. And so the pace of the game slows down. The Rockets haven't won in God knows how long.
Right.
But with Christian Wood back, they're going to start covering spreads soon. So I think the Rockets could go on the ATS run. The Nets look kind of unstoppable right now. Another thing that's interesting coming up in the second half of the NBA season is going to be, and I know this is one of your favorite teams right here, the Atlanta Hawks. Your man Nate McMillan.
He's a beast, man. Like I was highly upset when the Pacers let him go, and we see now why he
did that.
Yeah.
And now, in order to get that final playoff spot, the Hawks may have to go up against the Pacers, which would be amazing. But the Hawks, since they've changed coaches, I believe they are 6-0 straight up and 5-1 against the spread. So the Hawks are a team with Nate McMillan. See, when Utah went on that run, you didn't realize it till they was like 10 games into it. So then you're like, okay, well, do I keep backing Utah?
Right.
So you don't want to catch them at the end of the run. The Hawks, you can have an opportunity to catch them at the beginning of the run.
Yeah, man. It's I hate to say it, man, but the Hawks they're playing great basketball right now. They're beating a bunch of bums, but they're winning as opposed to
no doubt.
As opposed to losing. Yes. Well, Corey, we appreciate you coming on, man. I feel so much more like losing more money thanks to you. Well, hopefully, listening to some of your advice, I can turn some of my losing ways into winning ways. Again, that was Corey Parson. He is the senior content creator, gambling content creator for NBC Sports Edge, and he gave some interesting tips and tidbits, so to speak, as far as the NCAA tournament and betting and some really interesting stuff as far as the NBA is concerned. He said, if you're in Memphis, stop betting on Ja Morant.
Hey, this is what you can do if you're in Memphis, too. NBC Sports Edge on Twitter. Give us a follow. We're going to be going live on Twitter tomorrow morning, breaking down the games, giving out our picks around 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's around 10 o'clock your time. So you hop on there. We're going to break down all the games, let you know where the money resides.
Yeah, for sure. We appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, Corey. Thanks again, man.
My man, good looking out. I'll holler at you.
All right. And when we come back, we're going to talk about, Zach, something I think this may be one of the sneakiest, best nerd weekends in the history of nerdism. Zach, and we'll talk about that when we come back on Sports 56 Mornings.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises. The Winter Collection sale now until March at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Your one and only Lexus dealership in Memphis. This great Winter Collection sales event has super special financing offers featuring the flagship LS500 and Lexus named the #1 certified pre-owned program in the industry for the 4th straight year by U.S. News and World Report. The Winter Collection sale now until March at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis. There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
There's always that one team that ruins your bracket. That's why I'm betting the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. On FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. With games day and night, an easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, and fast withdrawals, your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. And if that's not enough, FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tourney. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code BIGHEAD so they know I sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
This is a job alert. If you're looking for work, this will interest you. Whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or even something temporary if you've been recently furloughed. Text 107-JOB to 49330. That's 107-JOB to 49330. Office work available now in a clean office environment with all COVID precautions taken. Text 107-JOB to 49330 and someone will be in touch about these job opportunities available now. Text 107-JOB to 49330.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Yeah,
let's go! Woo! Force up another one. We about to set the club on fire with this one. Yeah, let's
Final
go.
segment of Sports 56 Mornings. Who is this?
This is Private Party.
Never heard of AEW?
AEW.
I gotta catch up on AEW, man, because it seems like a fun ride. Everyone I talk to says that AEW is cool. I've watched it a couple times, but not enough where I really know what's going on. But I know it's got strong WCW, classic WCW vibes to it. It's on TNT. They do a lot of things that are kind of outside of the box. So I got to make sure I check that out more, man. As we wrap up the final segment of Thursday, which, of course, is a Pro Wrestling Thursday. Each and every Thursday here we have Dustin Starr on, who came on today. And as we wrap up the final segment of the show, wrestling definitely has a cult following. And I'm not sure if you would call people who are wrestling fans nerds, but people who are fans of the superhero culture definitely are considered to be nerds, and I definitely consider myself to be a fan of superhero culture. And this weekend, two sneaky good things are happening in that world. The Snyder Cut of Justice League comes out. It comes out today, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it comes out
Yes.
today. I'm going to be watching it using an alternative method, so I'm not sure if it's available yet. Well, it's probably been available. One of the two. It's either one of the two. It's either not available now, and it'll be available tomorrow or this weekend, or it's been available for the last 2 weeks. One of the two.
Or it's been on Tom and Jerry. You
Right,
just don't know.
right. You could have been watching Tom and Jerry, and it popped up. So I'll definitely be checking that out. Also want to talk about Captain America. Not Captain America. I almost said Captain America and Winter Soldier. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That comes out today as well? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. But Captain America Winter Soldier, that was the movie.
Oh, yes.
That was
it
the
awesome.
movie.
It was awesome. Here's the thing. I just wrapped up watching WandaVision, which was an incredible show by Marvel and Disney on Disney+. I actually did watch that on Disney Plus, by the way. I didn't watch that using. Yeah, I actually watched it.
You went and got the subscription.
No, Joy has it.
Ah.
Yeah, Joy is kind of.
Well, I mean,
I still feel better watching it on the stream, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I just feel more accomplished, you know.
Like you arrived somewhere.
Yeah, it's like you go out, you hunting for food. You hunt and you eat food that you hunted with your own hands. I don't feel good watching stuff, while I type in an actual passcode, log in. I don't have time for that. But so yeah, I was able to watch that. It was a great show. I'm expecting a great show again with Falcon and Winter Soldier, but a different type of show. I think this is gonna be more streamlined. What you see is what you get. But with WandaVision, there were three episodes of, okay, what is this? You know what I mean? Before you start realizing what was going on behind what you were seeing on surface level. So I'm looking forward to Falcon and Winter Soldier. I want to see what's going on with the what's the villain's name? Because here's another thing too. I don't watch trailers for stuff like this because I want to be surprised by. I can't think of the villain's name, but he's got the
Zemo.
Yeah, Zemo. But he's got the mask like he had in the comic books. I'm like, okay, so how they gonna explain that? Because he's wearing like a.
I don't know.
In the comic books they had weird stuff going on, but you didn't have to explain it. But in the real world thing, it's like, okay, why are you wearing it?
Yeah, I'm different. I'm different. Like I watch.
You dig into the trailers, yeah?
I watch the trailers because I know I'm not gonna be spoiled by it. The only thing the trailers will do is it'll have me recognize to say, oh, that was in the trailers when I'm watching the movie. So that's really the only thing. I really don't get. I'm not like everybody else that said, oh, I can't watch the trailers because it's gonna spoil everything.
Yeah.
Because it's just a small slice of the pie of what the overall picture is going to be.
Yeah, I kind of stay away from it because I just like the surprise of it. Like I don't want to know. I don't want to know who's playing certain parts. I don't want to see costumes, and it's a totally different ride. But I'm down for it, man. I'm definitely going to try to get both of those in this weekend. I don't think that Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to get the 2 a.m. treatment that WandaVision got, where I was getting up at 2 a.m. on Friday morning to watch it. I don't think it's going to get that, but I'm definitely going to tune in every week. But that Snyder Cut, man, I really want to see what's going on with that, because the first Justice League movie, I can talk myself into liking any comic book movie, like literally any comic book movie, but the movie left a lot to be desired. And I think that I want to see, everyone says that Zack Snyder's version is supposed to be better. I see it's got Darkseid in there. And they said they tell the story more through Cyborg's eyes, and you see more of him, more character development with him, and it's supposed to be handled better. And I definitely want to see. I just want to see how they pulled it off, man. Because how did they fill in the gaps, like for stuff that they didn't record?
Right.
Like how did they? I want to see how they made that.
So here's the thing about the Snyder Cut.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a combination of all the films, all the Batman, Superman?
I don't know, because the Joker's supposed to be in it. I'm like,
yeah,
what is all this?
I'm like, because when people were pumping it out, talking about, oh man, like the
Snyder Cut,
the
I'm
Snyder
telling you
Cut.
that.
I was like, okay, like is it a cut of everybody's?
Well, they said it before they switched over to I can't think of his name. Before they switched away from Snyder, the movie was practically, a lot of it was done. And they pretty much started all over with a totally different storyline.
So Zach came in and just cut it up and made it into his own.
Right, and they said I guess they did some CGI but I'm like, how did they finish this movie? Like, without the actors coming back to finish it, how did they get this much done?
Man.
I'm interested to see, man. How they pulled it off.
Yeah,
more than anything.
and then they said it's supposed to be like 4 hours long or something.
Yeah, and I'll be there for all fours. I won't watch it in one setting, I'm sure. But yeah.
You gotta pace yourself, man.
Yeah, man.
Unless you absolutely have nothing
to do. So yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out. Yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend for us nerds out here. Blurred Life. It's gonna be in full effect this weekend. Well, it's been a great show. Shout out to all of our guests who came on today. One more day without Peter will be tomorrow, and he will be back with us next week. Check us out for the NCAA tournament. It's getting ready to start up soon. We'll definitely talk about the Tigers tomorrow. Getting ready to host an NIT tournament game. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, and the playing games are tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's going down. You're going to have some NCAA tournament action tonight, so we'll definitely be talking about that. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Sports 56 Morning.